We stand for justice. We are religiously liberated. Àwí kọ̀ǹkọ̀ lójú ọlọ́rọ̀, akékaka létí ọlọ́rọ̀ kò gbọ́. Tọ́lọ́rọ̀ bá gbọ́, kí ni bàbá ọlọ́rọ̀ wá fẹ́ ṣe? Lórí òtítọ́ ládùúró, lórí òtítọ́ ládùúró lélẹ̀. Fàájà lètò. We stand for truth and justice. We are liberated religiously. Bàbá ṣẹ̀bẹ̀ nínú epo ẹ̀pà, ẹni máa yọ wáyọ, ẹni máa jẹ́lẹ̀ tó. Làákàyè rẹ̀ kò mọ nídọ̀bà o. Tìmí Daniels, ogun ayé kò ní borí rẹ̀ o. Ó máa ní tẹnu lórí ọ̀wọ́. Ayé kò ní rí ẹ mú. Tìmí Daniels, ayé kò ní rí ẹ pa. Nítorí òtítọ́ ló gbé dání. Àṣẹ bọ́mọ náà èdìdì o. Ọkọ tó ń lọ èdìdì o. Rántí mi láti èdìdì kò lè rẹ̀. You speak truth, love and humanity over religion. Láàárín àwùjọ, Tìmí Daniels, Ọlọ́run fẹ́, ọmọ Ọlọ́run ọ̀gá ògo. You are an antidote for corruption. You speak the truth, you speak the fact. You tackle corruption. You break the table. You break protocols. You break shackles. Fàájà rántí mi fàájà. Fàájà lẹ́tọ̀, ètò ní fàájà o. Lẹ́kùnlé kó gbọ́ kó sọ fún tọkọ pé Tìmí Daniels is here for unity. Fàájà lẹ́tọ̀, we stand for justice. Fàájà lẹ́tọ̀, we stand for justice. We are religiously liberated. Tìmí Daniels, ló ń ṣiṣẹ́ ọpọlọ. Ẹ máa bá wa kálọ. Fàájà lẹ́tọ̀, we stand for justice. Stand for justice over religion. Fàájà lẹ́tọ̀, we stand for justice. We are religiously liberated. Religiously liberated. Akékaka létí ọlọ́rọ̀ kò gbọ́. Tọ́lọ́rọ̀ bá gbọ́, kí ni bàbá ọlọ́rọ̀ wá fẹ́ ṣe? Lórí òtítọ́ ládùúró, lórí òtítọ́ ládùúró lélẹ̀. Fàájà lẹ́tọ̀. We stand for truth and justice. We are liberated religiously. Bàbá ṣẹ̀bẹ̀ nínú epo làákàyè rẹ kò máa ní dọ́gba o. Tìmí Daniels, ogun ayé kò ní borí rẹ o. Ọmọ ní tẹnu kó bí ọwọ́. Ayé kò ní rí ẹ mú. Tìmí Daniels, ayé kò ní rí ẹ pa. Nítorí òtítọ́ ló gbé dání, òtítọ́ ló gbé dání. Bá ṣe bá ọmọ náà èjìjì o, èjìjì o. Ògo tó ń lọ èjìjì o. Rotimi Daniels, èjìjì kò lè rẹ̀ èjìjì o. You speak truth, love and humanity over religions. Láàrin àwùjọ, Tìmí Daniels, ìwọ lọ́wọ́ fẹ́. Ọmọ Ọlọ́run ìwọ ọ̀gá ògo. You are an antidote for corruption. You speak the truth, you speak the fact. You tackle corruptions. You break the table. You break protocols. You break shackles.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're going to be watching this short live video. I wouldn't spend much time because I have so many things to do today, being my day off at work. So I will try as much as possible to make sure that I am network. Yeah. Number one, before I dabble into the issue of insecurities that many Nigerians, both home and abroad, it's either that some are trying to watch their mental health, so they don't even want to look into it. So, and I understand, most especially our mothers, our fathers, who probably they were shared the same mindset like mine about 5-6 years ago, about allowing elections to hold. And right now, they don't want to bother themselves because of the level of depression that the situation of things on ground can create. So it's not as if maybe they are just feeling nonchalant. For some, they were part of the people that actually warned us too. So right now, they are happy that these things are happening to so many families, millions of families. We're going to be talking about poverty. We're going to be talking about, I don't even know where to start, but the major of which is insecurity, the bloodshed, the killings to which the government of the day has turned a blind eye. So, and because these people too shared the same mindset with me, they are happy now that these things are happening. After all, they are not even in Nigeria. So it doesn't, their family members are not in Nigeria. So it doesn't bother them. And you're not going to blame them. But for some of us, this is the best time I should be dancing on social media. This is the best time I should be laughing at the calamities befalling Nigerians back home. This is the best time I should see such videos just try and duet it and laugh and dance. For example, the mother whose daughter was kidnapped and she was in the market begging for 2,000 so that they can raise millions of naira to rescue the girl. Or maybe the most recent one, the NYSC guy whose video is going viral. That one brought tears to my eyes this morning when I woke up. So many people shared it with me. I don't know how many of you saw the video on Instagram where these good for nothing entities were beating this youth copper like Fabano Lunyo Bibara. They were actually beating this guy and they were stepping on his chest, meaning that even if the guy is rescued, he will be suffering severe health issues a lot. And I know that in years, he will not be able to recover from what is happening to him currently. I am the kind of person that should be drinking wine in front of camera today. Okay? Justina, thank you so much. Please tell mommy that I'm okay. It's work that has been busy for me then. I was busy with some personal things which Eledumare helped me to put behind me on I think on Wednesday. It's a big testimony for me. It's actually a big testimony. Maybe I'll be using that to encourage some people in the nearest future, so that they will know that so thank you so much. Please, my regards to mommy. Now, what am I saying? Despite the fact that we know that when we are warning people, ìwọ ọmọ yìí má ṣe báyìí, ìwọ ìyàwó mi má ṣe báyìí, ìwọ ọkọ mi má ṣe báyìí, ìwọ ọmọ yìí má ṣe báyìí, tẹ́ni yẹn bá ṣe orí kunkun tó bá ṣe kinní yẹn, tí kinní yẹn bá wá boomerang tó bu ẹni yẹn lọ́wọ́, it will be at that time that the person who was warned will be happy. Mo dẹ̀ sọ fún ẹ o. And that is my state today. Unfortunately, I cannot be dancing despite the fact that I lent my voice back then. These warnings came. Some of you will remember sometimes last year, we were having a live video like this. There was a friend of mine. He has known me from 2018 or 19 on Maureen's page, because I was one person that will call in on Maureen's live video. I will call these babas all the names available that I could call them without fear, because ikú kan náà ló máa ń pààyàn, èèyàn ò dẹ̀ kì í kú lẹ́ẹ̀mejì. Téèyàn bá tiẹ̀ tún wá kú, tọ́lọ́ba mi òkè bá sọ wípé it is not yet time. Just like Gbenga Adeboye, Alábẹ̀fẹ́ Jengbetele, the person will wake up again. He will do the rest of his life before he finally leaves. We have seen such cases before. And for what it's worth, I have said it severally, that some of us are not living for anything again. But you see this fight for our children, so that the children we're giving birth to, they will not be ruled over by the grandchildren of your religious wolves or their children, or the political monsters starting from the presidency. I'm not going to hide my mouth today, but I will be calm to drive home my point. Ibi tó bá yẹ kí n ti ju ìpínlẹ̀, màá jù sílẹ̀, tọ́ba mi òkè á dẹ̀ máa mú wọlé àṣẹ, because enough is enough. So I was on Facebook doing my thing. Those were the days I would beg your gods of men. I would plead with them. gbogbo nǹkan tẹ́ ẹ̀ ń ṣe nínú ara Olúwa yìí kò dáa, n tẹ́ ẹ̀ ń fara Jésù ṣe ò dáa. A time will come, people will start running away from faith, and instead of people who call themselves lower leveled pastors to support my agitation, the only thing they were saying was, you will soon buy, the God of Adeboye will kill you, God of Oyedepo will unalive you. Daddy Kumuyi, who is the most holy than thou attitude person, he will do this, he will do that. I was looking at them because they didn't know that the starting of these agitations has already come with that package that ìjọ tó bá tó jásíkú, ìjọ tó bá jásíkú, ó jásíkú náà nìyẹn. Á tó bọ̀ sí wípé kò sẹ́ni tó lẹ̀mí ẹnì kankan lọ́wọ́ bí kò bá ṣe pé Ọlọ́run fún ẹni yẹn ṣe. But today, look at where we are in the religious sector. So this Uncle Bumi Bumaye, because I didn't know anybody then, because then when I was having live video on only Facebook, you will see thousands of people watching and I didn't even know who was who. So I didn't know Uncle Bumi Bumaye was one of my supporters. And sometimes last year, so many of you will remember when he came on TikTok. He said, Mr. Rotimi, so you are on TikTok. When we didn't see you on Facebook again, we thought you had been paid to keep quiet. We thought just like others, you had gone the same direction. He was happy, he was elated, he was joyful. I said, me, Owo. So he was on our live video on TikTok. And why am I going in this direction? Back then, we will talk about the level of the madness in the nation. That somebody like Tinubu will tell us that he masterminded how Buhari came. And I still shared a short video of 35 seconds on my TikTok just before this live video, where Kawu Paraje claimed that they masterminded how they brought in these terrorists and kidnappers or bandits, whatever name you want to call them, that they masterminded how they brought them from the neighboring countries, namely Mali, Niger, and whatsoever. And in the same country, currently, the then immigration head should be behind bars today. That you were the immigration head as at 2022, 2023, but you allowed the influx of terrorists, bandits to come into Nigeria without questioning. But what do I know? That in the same country, you will see the likes of Shetima, who is your vice president today, being indicted because that Christmas Day suicide bomber, how many of you remember that guy, was alleged to be seen in Shetima's house. Today, the same Shetima that should be called for questioning and be remanded is your vice president, and he's not only the vice president, he is the same good for nothing entity that this regime has set aside billions of naira to renovate his residence. I am building this fact up so that you will know that àti ṣe orí burúkú ní Nigeria. How many of you remember that what is his name again? When these OPC guys, during the reign of Sunday Igboho, that they apprehended Waziri. Immediately they took this guy to the police station so that they will not take laws into their hands. Do you know that in Nigeria, they locked up the people that apprehended a terrorist? Then the police released this Waziri guy. They said order from above, because when I begin to call a spade and I'm angrily dishing out what befits these government officials, both past and present. Some of you will say the reason why we don't like it is because you curse. Am I supposed to be praying for them? The same people, you people that fault me on cursing them, Abi, you are the same people that will go to MFM. You are going to be using fire to burn your enemies. But when I am dishing out against any so-called pastor who is using another thing apart from the name of Jesus, you say, I am cursing. Ori buruku ti ṣe yín. Now, 3-4 years ago, I single-handedly made a video. I said, NYSC officials, tí ayé yín ò bá ní bàjẹ́ tẹ́ ẹ̀ bá ní mọ́ fojú sunkún ọmọ àtọmọ àti gbogbo tó ń dòlé ayé tí ó mọ̀ parẹ́. That the federal government of Nigeria cannot meet up with their expectation according to Constitution of Nigeria, because if you arrest anybody now for calling a spade in Nigeria concerning these bloodshed and insecurities that are highly unwarranted, the judiciary must tell us, look into our faces like this, that it is no longer in the Constitution of Nigeria as at last night that I checked, that it is the responsibility of Tinubu and his regime to make sure that lives and properties are secured, that it is our constitutional right to live. It is our constitutional right. We have a right to life, just the same way they are protecting their own family members. Judiciary must tell us that it is a sin against the government, that we dare not talk in the face of these killings, in the face of this bloodshed. But if they cannot do that and they are keeping mute, then judiciary sector of Nigeria is highly complicit in the level of bloodshed we are having in Nigeria today. Quote me anywhere. Now, before I go into that, concerning what this Sheyi law said, just like yesterday, when some pastors were coming out against me, even though I cannot see them again, because the Bible says that they will come in one way and flee in 7 ways. It has happened. There's one guy that called himself Aralomo Daniel. He was calling me various names: Antichrist, Anti-Jesus, Anti-Biblical God. There was no name he didn't call me. He was even telling, after abusing me, he said I should come to Jesus. I abused him as I abused his Jesus. And then later I didn't hear from him again. The next video I saw of him was where he was aligned with Agbala Gabriel. The alignment was that Agbala Gabriel was, I know the guy is older than Agbala Gabriel, but you know this madness in body of Christ, that it is all about money. As long as your money comes in and you are doing all of these evil things and you are being covered, somebody who is just as old as your son, you can be saying daddy, 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 which we have seen in the body of Christ. So that when some of you in Islam, in Christendom, you are saying Islam is saying that we should not respect our parents, we should not respect our elderly ones, we should not kneel down for them. Is it not the same thing in Christianity? Okay. And I saw this video. I used it to make a video there, and I said, ṣé polo ṣìlẹ̀yìn méjèèjì àti Aralomo o àti Agbala Gabriel, torí pé láìpẹ́ àṣírí yín máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní tú on a larger scale. I remember that afterwards, somebody came to me and said that this same Agbala Gabriel offered her money for a piece of her waist. How many of you remember that voice note? That Agbala Gabriel could not even defend himself. And even more voice notes that I've not even had time to work on because of my work. Do you know many of you that said, Rotimi, you want to fall in Allah, you want to bring down Allah, kò lè jábọ́. I made a video. Agbala Gabriel packed water and oil. He said he was coming to UK. He was coming to give you free of charge. And I said, the UK government and you Nigerians in diaspora, you have a right to ask Agbala Gabriel to authenticate what is coming to give you free of charge. How many of you lè rí fídíò yẹn? Few people, maybe like 1-2% of the comments want to boo me bẹ́ẹ̀. Now that Agbala Gabriel is casting, because mo sọ fún yín wípé gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń fún àwọn wèrè yìí lówó, àwọn wèrè yìí nìkan kọ́ ló máa ṣẹ̀sìn. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń da owó sí wọn lápò at the expense of your own children, ní rí bá ti ṣe ní rọ́nà gbígbà o. Because at the end of the day, your own children have graduated, or maybe they are even suffering in schools. Fún wọn ní owó, ìwọ tó wà lábúrò tó ń fún Agbala Gabriel owó, ọmọ ẹbí ẹ wà ń bẹ, o send owó sí wọn ní school. Ọmọ ẹ̀gbọ́n wà ń bẹ, ọmọ àbúrò ń bẹ, àwọn ọmọ títí ẹ̀gbọ́n ò tí ì jẹun kánú, ṣùgbọ́n ẹ fẹ́ ṣe kárí mi, àbí? Mo wá analyse method tí Agbala Gabriel ló pé. Lẹ́yìn ìgbà tẹ́ bá lè dá 10 million, Agbala Gabriel will spend 100,000 naira, á lòun fi ṣe charity. Ṣùgbọ́n ẹ̀yin tọ́mọ yín tiẹ̀ wá lọ léèwé first degree second degree, ẹ̀yin lẹ ṣì ń fún wọn ní 100 naira pé kán lọ wo bọ́ọ̀, ẹ̀yin lẹ ṣì ń fún wọn lóúnjẹ àná, wọn ò rí bá ti ṣe wọn ọ̀rọ̀ náà gbígbà. Irú yín lẹ̀ empower irú àwọn Agbala Gabriel tí ò ṣe ju JS lọ, tí ó lè kàwé, bọ̀ wọ́n ti da òróró sí lórí. Ó lè gbé Bible sìn kó ní ẹ bá mi ṣí ìwé àìsáyà. Irú àwọn Táíwò Òjó, irú àwọn Dẹ́kúnlé Epaphras, mi yọ wọ́n sílẹ̀ o. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni, because as at last week Monday, I screen recorded Táíwò Òjó's program on early Monday morning. I screen record Dẹ́kúnlé Epaphras on early Monday morning. Wọ́n jọ ń ṣe program. Inú mi dùn pé colleague mi wá wà lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ mi. Daniel sọ, because èmi ṣe náà Sunday to Monday. What is it that you're listening to? Mo ní come and see. Mo wá ń ṣàlàyé fún, kò lè comprehend that on Monday morning, Nigerians that they see has been knowledgeable, has been of high IQ, because grandpa titi ẹ̀ wọ́n ti bá Africans ṣiṣẹ́ rí dáadáa before he retired. Only so despite your levels of IQ, this is what you people are allowed to do. It was a program that Dẹ́kúnlé Epaphras was doing, tó ní káwọn èèyàn gbé kí lorúkọ wáìnì yìí wá pé wọ́n fẹ́ ṣe anointing, wọ́n fẹ́ mu ẹ̀jẹ̀ Olúwa. Torí pé olórí burúkú gbogbo yín ṣe rí lọ́dún ìṣẹ́ níbi tí ọ̀rọ̀ Nàìjíríà ń lọ, nígbà tí situation Nàìjíríà bá débi tó lápẹ̀rẹ̀, ẹ rí pé olórí burúkú èèyàn ní gbogbo ẹ̀yin pastors akúmámọ́nà ọ̀run. Now that àṣírí Agbala Gabriel tiẹ̀ ti wá tún sìn lórí bó ṣe ń dọ́gbọ́n gba owó lọ́wọ́ àwọn tó bá ti gbé wá, ẹjọ́ ẹ bá mi ran ní lọ́wọ́, ẹjọ́ ẹ bá mi ṣe, ẹjọ́ ẹ bá mi mọ̀. Mélòó nù yín tó bú mi nígbà yẹn lẹ padà wá ṣe sọ́ọ̀rì? Ní ṣe sọ́ọ̀rì torí pé kórí burúkú lè bá yín náà. That they will gather like 8 million, for example, for somebody who is in need, and Agbala Gabriel will be using style to collect more than like 4 million out of it. Because you feel that your money must go through all these pastors, you know, Baba Deboye and co. Do you know that if we are of good heart, what stops us from helping people directly? What stops us? Mo gbọ́dọ̀ fún bàbá yẹn ló mọ̀nà ọ̀dọ̀ bí táwọn poor wà. Ní rí bá ti ṣe ní rọ́nà gbígbà for the wickedness of Nigerians. Táwa kan wá dìde despite the danger pé it should not be like this. No, it should stop. This wickedness must stop. Ẹni pé ká máa fò ká máa nìṣó. Tó ti wá gbé, like I was speaking to a friend, mo wish pé kí n lè pé wọlé lórí live video kí n hide ohun ẹ̀. Ó ní Rótìmí mo máa bára mi níbì kan ní bí 2-3 weeks ago. Mo ní kí wá ló ṣẹlẹ̀, kí nìyẹn fi kàn mí. Ó ní a máa fara balẹ̀. Mo ní kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀, pé àwọn pásítọ̀ kọ̀ọ̀kan pẹ̀lú àwọn kọ̀ọ̀kan ládùúgbò yẹn, ẹnìkan ń gbọ́ fídíò mi, ṣèkan lára àwọn CAC pásítọ̀ tán jọ wà ń bẹ̀ pé fídíò ọmọ yẹn lẹ̀ ń gbọ́, ẹ má máa gbọ́ fídíò ọmọ yẹn, ó ti gbé nǹkan mi, ẹni tó bá ṣe má dárí kan yóò lágbára. Gbogbo àwọn bàbá àwọn táwọn máa ń wárìrì fún, táwọn máa ń kúnlẹ̀ fún, táwọn máa ń dọ̀bálẹ̀ fún, gbogbo wọn ló ti tú yẹ́yẹ́ kíní kan. Ẹni tó bá ṣe, babaláwo tó bá ṣe, oníṣègùn tó bá ṣe kíní kan pé wọ́n wò wọ́n báyìí pé ká lóhun ò bá Rótìmí jẹ nílé alára, òun ò bá jẹ nílé Àrẹ̀sà, òun ò bá jẹ nílé Lárògùn, òun á máa bìlíìfù bọ́n ṣe ń sọ. Òun kàn ra panumọ́ kán má wà, mo níwọ̀n lè gbé ẹ, kí náà fẹ́ gbé ẹ fún, kí ló ṣe? Òun ṣe wá sọ fún ẹni ẹ wípé kó farabalẹ̀. Ó wá pè mí lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ ni ẹ pé hello Awíkoko, yes, alpha báwo ni? Èmi bá dẹ̀ ń ṣe yẹ̀yẹ́ mi bí mo ṣe máa ń ṣe ni ẹni yẹn wá dà pé Awíkókó ló ń sọ̀rọ̀ náà ń ṣe yẹ̀yẹ́ yìí. Ẹni yẹn wá sọ fún pé bẹ́ẹ̀ dénú ilé ẹ̀ anywhere lẹ lè wọ̀ kò gbé nǹkan kan hábì kankan because ẹni tó mọ̀ mí dáadáa ni mi ìdẹ̀ lè bọ́ra ń sìn kẹ́ẹ̀rí gbẹ́rẹ́ lára mi. So at the end of the day, it is not only Àgbàlá Gabriel that is doing this madness. How many of you lẹ́ ń wò mí lẹ́yìn tó yẹ pé bọ̀bọ̀ lórí burúkú tó pe rẹ̀ ní bàbá ẹ̀ rí ẹ tún ti ń empower yẹn náà lọ́sìn ìyẹn náà tún ti ń kọ́lé wọ́n send àwọn videos yẹn sí mi tí màá post sórí social media òun náà ti ń kọ́lé ó ti ń tàn sí ẹni àwọn tí ó kàwé tó rí wọn ò pé àwọn ọmọ tí yín kàwé wọ́n rìn kiri lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ títì ẹ̀ ń sponsor àwọn tán láwọn gba òróró sórí touch not my anointed and do my prayer ẹ̀ nípa ayé gbogbo yín ti bàjẹ́. Now wọ́n tiẹ̀ wá fira wọn jẹ oyè àwòdì àbí ká máa sọ organisation kan tó jẹ́ wípé lórí pé wọ́n fẹ́ renovate wọ́n fẹ́ renovate bóyá nǹkan kan fún pírẹsidẹ́ǹtì ẹni tí ó sì gbé fáìlì lọ ṣé ká mọ̀ tún tú yẹn sílẹ̀ fẹ́ mọ̀ wọ́rí ọ̀rọ̀ tí ì débẹ̀ kí fáìlì dẹ̀ mọ̀ pòórá lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀yin tẹ́lẹ̀ ń pe Jésù ẹ̀rí páyé gbogbo yín ti bàjẹ́ fáìlì tán fẹ́ fi submit quotation kó máa pòórá. TGP studio Ìlọrin Ògbómọ̀ṣọ́ mo understand pé mo ń kọ́ sí too much tó o bá ti like yẹ f off my page mi ìwá èrò rárá tí mò ń sọ tí o bá ti tẹ́ ẹ lọ́rùn jọ mo fi títóbi Elédùmarè bẹ́ẹ̀ block my page because mi ìṣeré wá rárá lẹ́ni ẹni tí èpè bá yẹ fún máa fún ní èpè jọ nítorí Ọlọ́run page mi ni mo wà mi ìpè bá bá lákù bá bẹ nìkan kan ṣé mo pé mo ti wọ́n nù báyìí you too dey cause bóyá bàbá ẹ ni mo cause ní bí yẹn tí ìyá àti bàbá ẹ bá wà lára àwọn tí mò ń cause lẹ́ni socially be tán bá wà lára àwọn religious sector tán ń ba ayé èèyàn jẹ́ ní Nàìjíríà lẹ́ni gbogbo ìta bá sọ lẹ́ni yóò rọ̀ mọ́ wọn ẹ̀yin olòṣì olórí burúkú aláyébàjẹ́ yìí tó lórí burúkú yín bá dé church ẹ mọ gbàdúrà gbogbo ẹni tó ń ṣe bí ọba lórí ayé mi o Ọlọ́run ò fi jọba tó fi ra rẹ̀ jọba onílẹ̀yìn Ọlọ́run òun ló dẹ̀ tún kù ẹ̀mí mímọ́ rọ̀ wọ́n lóye ìkàn yé ṣe bí ọba ó yá lù wọ́n pa ó yá sọ wọ́n di wèrè olórí burúkú yẹn wá sórí péjì Awíkókó ẹ̀ mọ̀ sọ fún mi pé mo ṣe kò ní sóríire. ẹ kó gbogbo prayer point Táíwò Òjó tó lórí burúkú yín tẹ̀lé jáde gbogbo ẹbí gbogbo àwọn alágbára inú ẹbí tó ní pé kí n má ṣe rere ó yá Olúwa dojú wọn bólẹ̀ olórí burúkú yín ń ṣe àmì ṣùgbọ́n tẹ́ bá ti dórí péjì Awíkókó ẹ̀ ní mò ń ṣe pé ó ní ṣe oríire ó mọ̀ ṣìrìn ni lẹ́yìn olùṣe olórí burúkú aláyébàjẹ́ yìí máa fọwọ́ la ṣé bàbá ńlá kú bàbá ẹ̀ ló ra fóònù fún mi àbí náà ra dátà fún mi. Now coming back to insecurity àwọn bàbá yín ní Olúwa sọ wípé kò sí lẹ́kùn táwọn lè ṣí táwọn kàn táwọn ò ṣí tí bàbá Adébóyè bá fẹ́ make a altar call tán bá ti make a altar call tí ò sẹ́ni tó ẹ má bínú. Now, all of these people by proxy they have accumulated wealth using the Bible in an evil way. Ẹja mi tí ń bá parọ́. They have accumulated wealth so much that anything they say in the society, the people will think that they are making sense. People will think that they are sensible adults. Because nílẹ̀ Yorùbá wọ́n ní àìmàgbàlagbà ni ò jẹ́ káyé gún ṣùgbọ́n inú mi dùn páwọn àgbà yẹn náà ló sọ tán sọ wípé ẹnikẹ́ni irrespective of your status in the society tó bá ti so àgbàdo mọ́dì ó di alámùṣeré adìẹ. Ẹjọ́ ṣé mo ṣì ń gbà? Níwọ̀n ìgbà tó jẹ́ wípé àwọn bàbá ẹ̀ despite bí wọ́n ṣe sọ pé Ọlọ́run ń gbé àwọn ga tó, tá a dẹ̀ ka Bible tá a mọ ìtumọ̀ pé k'Ọlọ́run ń gbé ránṣẹ́ ẹ̀ ga, tó jẹ́ pé kò síwájú ẹni tí ò ti lè sòótọ́. Àwọn bàbá ẹ̀ náà ló fẹnu ara sọ pé kò sí lẹ́kùn táwọn kàn táwọn ò kàn. Àwọn bàbá ẹ̀ náà lè rí wípé through their silence in the face of chaos, which means they are in support of what is happening to the masses, wọ́n ti so àgbàdo mọ́dì, ó di dandan kan di alámùṣeré adìẹ torí ẹ sọ̀rọ̀ débẹ̀. Tá a bá ti wá sọ̀rọ̀ lọ sọ́dọ̀ wọn, ẹ mọ̀ ní wípé ká gbẹ́nu sọ̀n, touch not my anointed and do àtẹ̀yìn àtànointed yẹn ẹ ní jọ wá mọ́, ẹ ní jẹun tí ó yò yín. Wọ́n so àgbàdo mọ́dì. Somebody like Primate Ayọ̀délé said Ọlọ́run sọ fún un wípé ẹ̀wọ̀n gbọ́dọ̀ play ẹni báyìí during the African Cup of Nations kìnìkan. Mélòó nínú ẹ̀yin tẹ́ pera yín ní Christians tẹ́lẹ̀ fẹ́ Ọlọ́run lẹ lọ sí abẹ́ péèjì Ayọ̀délé kẹ́ lọ sọ fún pé olórí burúkú aṣiwèrè yàn ni? How many times the Primate Ayọ̀délé ti sọ wípé Ọlọ́run sọ fún un tó lójú koro ojú báyìí tá a dẹ̀ rí wípé kò rí bẹ́ẹ̀? Ẹ̀yin mélòó lẹ pera yín ní Christians tẹ́ lọ síbẹ̀ tẹ́ lọ sọ fún pé aṣiwèrè yàn ni? Ẹ lè sọ. Bàbá Adébóyè on his own à ń sọ̀rọ̀ wípé ìjọba ń ṣe wọ́n assign contracts that are not executed. Last year wọ́n ní ọmọ bàbá Adébóyè wọ́n allege how many billions of naira under Kaduna state government all the way from southwest. Kéèyàn gba contract, whatever happened in that contract or concerning that contract, EFCC has not deemed it fit to invite Adeolu. Instead, he went ahead to get court injunction, whatever, that will prevent him. That is to tell you that àwọn tó ń ṣe yín, àwọn ló ń gbà yín, àwọn tó dẹ̀ ń gbà yín, àwọn ló ń ba ayé yín jẹ́. Tó bá jẹ́ ọmọ mẹ̀kúnnù nísìnyí, ṣé mọ̀ pé máa sọ wípé kán arrest ẹ̀ kìnìkan. Ṣùgbọ́n nígbà tó ti jẹ́ ọmọ bàbá yín Adébóyè, kò sí nǹkan kan mọ́ lórí ẹ̀. Till date, there is nothing on that case. Now, we are talking about insecurities. I have mentioned few names in government that have been alleged that they sponsor and they have affiliations with these people. Ó wà nínú Punch newspaper, ó wà nínú Business Day newspaper tí wọ́n process síbẹ̀ pé wọ́n rẹ́ni báyìí ni wọ́n rí Christmas Day bomber yẹn nílé Ṣẹ̀tìmà. Now, let's start these insecurity issues. There are some people that were kidnapped about a week or two ago. Wọ́n wá sọ pé wọ́n fẹ́ 40 million naira lórí ẹyọ kan. In the last 2-3 years, ó níye tíjọba Tinubu ti assign pé wọ́n ń san fún àwọn terrorists. Ó jọgá tó kò jọgá tó fẹsẹ̀ méjèèjì tilẹ̀. And this issue, how it relates to this madman tí mo gbé sẹ́yìn mi tó pe rẹ̀ ní Ṣèyí lọ ẹ̀, and how it relates to all of you, you will understand today. Billions of naira, if not trillions, have gone from the hands of the government allegedly into the hands of the terrorists. But we have seen so many soldiers who came out, so many of our army officers, injured ones, who said that their only insubordination, their only offense was that they asked for better weapons from the federal government of Nigeria. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin ọmọ olóṣèlú wa níbikíbi tẹ́ ẹ bá wà, ẹ tẹ́tí bẹ̀lẹ̀ jẹ́ kẹ́ ẹ mọ gbọ́ mi torí wípé Elédùmarè ó mọ̀ fi kú bẹ́yìn wò fáwọn òbí yín. Gbogbo ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ sọ́mọ mẹ̀kúnnù lọ́wọ́ ní Nàìjíríà lénìí, gbogbo bí tí ẹ̀yin àwọn ọmọ politicians wa bá wà lágbàáyé yìí, Elédùmarè ó mọ̀ bá wa fi kú bẹ́yìn wò, ẹ ní kúre. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin ìyàwó àwọn politicians pátá tán lọ́wọ́ sí bí kú ṣe ń pa wá ní gbèjègbèjọ yìí, gbogbo bí kíbi tẹ́yin ìyàwó politicians yìí bá wà, ilẹ̀ ọ̀fọ̀ lẹ́mọ̀ tẹ̀, ní rí bá ti ṣe ní láyọ̀ lórí ọmọ. That our army officers are being on alive. There have been news that they will tell the soldiers, oh yeah, leave this place. Immediately they give them order to leave. That is when the terrorists will come and unleash terror on the people who are defenseless. Now, what is the amount of money allocated for insecurity? What is the amount of money allocated for running these good-for-nothing entities in government in Nigeria every year? What is the yearly budget? Nigerians are being distracted lórí àwọn influencer yín tí wọ́n fowó yín ra mọ́tò 2025, lórí àwọn tó wọ́n sanwó fún, tí wọ́n allegedly sanwó fún kí wọ́n máa create distraction fún yín. Ẹ̀rí pórí gbogbo wa ti dàrú. A máa wá lọ sórí péjì yẹn, we are obedient, we are ratel, we are batite, àbí kí lẹ máa ń pera yín. Ayé gbogbo wa ti bàjẹ́ sẹ́. Àwọn ọmọ tá a bí lọ́wọ́ báyìí, àwọn làánú wọn ń ṣe mí. A máa wá jà lórí social media that you will see say Nigerians, irú kí lorúkọ ọmọ yìí, Pẹ́lẹ̀ àbí Pẹ́là, á lóun ń ṣe live video. You will see say Nigerians tí ikú ń pa ní gbèjègbèjọ, ẹ máa wà lórí irú live ọmọ yẹn, ọmọ tí ò fàyè ẹ̀ ṣe nǹkan gidi, tí mi rò pé tí ìbá yìí pé bóyá torí wípé kò sí sanity ní Nàìjíríà, ṣé bójú ṣe rírè tá a fi ń jobi lọ́jẹ̀dẹ̀. Nigerians will be on such pages or níbi tí àwọn èèyàn that it is the same Nigeria tí ikú ń pa wá lọ́tún lọ́sì ní TikTok máa láwọn bá ní wa from being able to join live video from 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. Why? Because à ń bára wa sùn lórí live video ní TikTok. We are having sexual intercourse on live videos, and you will see thousands of people there. Ìwọ náà ìtókù nínú àánú ẹ lórí wa ní Nàìjíríà mọ́ ká kúrò, because we don't even deserve your mercy. Èmi ni mo sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mo sọ. Tó bá yẹ pé Ọlọ́run yẹn ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ pé wo ìtókù nínú àánú ẹ, because if somebody is telling you pé kò sí Ọlọ́run, máa sọ fún ọ̀pọ̀ Ọlọ́run wà. Tán bá ní pé kò fún wọn ní reason, máa sọ fún wọn pé àwa Nigerians tá ṣe wà láyé lẹ́ni, especially ní Nàìjíríà, torí wípé Ọlọ́run wà la ṣe wà láyé. Àánú ẹnìkan ló kù tá à ń rí gbà. If not, kò yẹ ká tiẹ̀ wà láyé mọ́. Wọ́n ń kí okó bọ àwọn ọmọ wa nídìí, wọ́n ń tẹ̀ wọ́n lọ́yàn lórí TikTok live video. Àdẹ̀wà bẹ́ẹ̀ in thousands. A máa wá fún wọn nígi, gbogbo wa máa wá share videos yẹn, wọ́n máa wá screen record ẹ̀, wọ́n máa share. Olórí burúkú kan máa wá lo effect ọkùnrin, a máa sọ fáwọn ọmọbìnrin wa tó yẹ ká máa fẹ́ ní ṣùlọ́kà, a máa ní pé súnmọ́ ẹ̀yìn náà, wọ́n wá ṣe aṣọ yẹn báyìí. Ẹ̀yin mélòó lẹ rí fídíò ẹ̀? Mo sọ fún kan lára àwọn tó share pẹ̀lú, mo níjọ́ nítorí Ọlọ́run, báwo ni wọ́n ṣe rí fídíò ni wọ́n send ẹ̀ sóun náà ni. Ẹjọ́ tẹ́ bá ti rí irú àwọn péjì àwọn ẹni, ẹjọ́ jẹ́ kí n máa mọ̀. You will now see 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 viewers níbi tí wọ́n ti ń lọ. What about our comedy skit? A useless, pervert, good-for-nothing generation that prefers that will do anything for short-time enjoyment has against long-time impact that such enjoyment can bring. Our answer is insecurity. Now, 40 million times how many people? Federal government will pay that. The same federal government that cannot see to it that our army officers are well equipped in a nation where we are still thinking that, how do I describe us? That our army officers at war front, they could not have access to water. Our army officers could not have access to good food. Yet the federal government of Nigeria, under the current constitution, will have the shamelessness to send them to war fronts, because this is war. This is not just terrorism. How many of you have seen the videos of our soldiers what they drink and what they eat at war front? How many of you have seen the guns that they have, outdated guns, and yet the federal government of Nigeria is not asking, how do these terrorists, how do they get sophisticated weapons? How? The federal government of Nigeria will not sponsor, will not spend money on naval, navy. They will not spend money on air force. They will not spend money on the police. Àwọn police wa ṣé èèyàn kọ́ ni wọ́n ni, bàbá ẹnìkan kọ́ ni wọ́n ni, ìyá ẹnìkan kọ́ ni wọ́n ni, ọmọ ẹnìkan kọ́ ni wọ́n ni. Go to their barracks. And it is so easy for us to carry our phones. Pé wọ́n gbowó lọ́wọ́ wa, wọ́n ṣe, how much do they pay our forces? How much do they pay their counterparts at other parts of the world? How much? I am asking. Now Ṣèyí lọ, ìbá ti jẹ́wọ́. This is the likes of Ṣèyí lọ. How do I describe him? When we stupidly enrich the pocket of non-entities, this is the product. That Ṣèyí lọ will look at the faces of Nigerians who by themselves were so stupid when we were supposed to be crying and weeping for what was coming upon this nation. We were always listening to this good for nothing, and it is all in the name of a night of thousand laughs. Even me included, me kan ní lọ. But ṣé mi náà ti wò wọ́n rí lórí social media, mi náà ti wò wọ́n rí, so I'm also included. So at the end of the day, it is because we were so stupid, we were so selfish, that we will have enriched the likes of Ṣèyí lọ, that he will look at the faces of Nigerians and say that security is Nigeria is safer now than 10 years ago. Ṣèyí lọ, mi mọ̀ bóyá o kàwé, mi mọ̀ bóyá o graduate, but if you do, then you are a waste to your parents. That at the end of the day, your certification should be withdrawn and you should be recertified for whatever program you did in the university or polytechnic. That you look at the faces of current Nigerians. That in the current day Nigeria, tí ọmọ bá ń jáde lábẹ́ abiyamọ lẹ́ni, abiyamọ ò mọ̀ bóyá ọmọ yẹn máa padà, bóyá àwọn máa rọ́mọ yẹn, bóyá ọmọ yẹn máa rí àwọn ọmọ, and you put it on the faces of Nigerians who had built you to where you are today. If not because of Nigerians who don't even know we don't even know our right from left. Who are you supposed to be in the society? Come and use your certificate. Come and use your certificate the same way normal Nigerians are trying to use their certificates. Ká wo bí tó lè dúró sí. Wọ́n nílé tó bá ń tòrò ọmọ àlebẹ̀ ni ò tí dàgbà. Olórí burúkú gbogbo yín ti dàgbà, ti wé yín gangan. That today we are looking at videos of our ladies being tormented, being beaten in the forest. 10 years ago, that was maybe 2015, 2014, 2015. Ṣèyí lọ, where were you? That you opened your mouth to say this to the faces or in the faces of current Nigerians who are bleeding. Is it because you're looking for political appointment? Ṣèyí lọ, you should be ashamed of your sorry self. Your parents should be ashamed of you. Your children, your wife, all of them should be ashamed of you. As at 2014, mo ṣì ń jáde lóru, mo ń lọ wo ball Chelsea now. As at 2012-13, mo ṣì ń jáde lọ wo ball Chelsea now. Lóru ọ̀gànjọ́. As at 2013-14, it wasn't like this. It was when this good for nothing bloodsuckers has prepared by PDP, because PDP had 16 years to make sure that they turn things around. They made sure that Nigeria was grounded. As presided by Baba Obasanjo. What can be easier than being a politician in Nigeria if all of you good for nothing entities, bloodsuckers, have good hearts for the masses? I'm asking, what could be easier? That you people will not even need securities again to move around as politicians. But because of see finish, because all of you didn't come from good family backgrounds, that today, when they say there is a driving job available somewhere, there is security job, all our and to just to ní one certificate gan just BSc kò lè débẹ̀. Masters degree holder, PhD holders ló ń jáde ń sìn yìí fún share security, fún driving job. I'm asking, Ṣèyí Law, if only you know how much love táwọn èèyàn ní fún ẹ, ó ò ní sọ ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ síta. That you will tell us what Nigeria was 10 years ago. How did we get here? Look at that NYSC guy. Ó láwọn nǹkan tí máa ṣe ń sìn yìí tó jẹ́ pé àwọn tó ní mí gan tán bá gbọ́ wọn pé Rótìmí ìwọ ló ṣerú nǹkan báyìí. Rótìmí ìwọ ló ṣerú nǹkan báyìí. Ìwọ ló sọrú nǹkan báyìí in the faces of Nigerians that Nigeria is safer now than 10 years ago. How did we get here? Is it that our conscience had lost so much that we don't even feel what others are feeling? That we don't have conscience at all? How did we get here? Then, about 3-4 years ago, or 2-3 years ago, I made a video. I was pleading with the National Youth Service Corps organization. I said, seeing that the federal government of the day has woefully failed in their primary responsibility, which is to provide safety and security to Nigerians everywhere in Nigeria, irrespective of the culture, tradition, language. It is our constitutional right to be protected by the government. And now that they have failed and they are not ready to resign from their positions, and Nigerians are not ready to make sure that they call a spade a spade. I told NYC, I said, please, can you make sure that you don't post our children outside their state of origin or outside their state of residence? I don't know how many of you saw that, but our videos are at most bóyá 2,000 views. People will not even share it. Irú àwọn woman tán gbé ọmọ wọn yẹn sìn, bóyá wọ́n rí irú fídíò yẹn jẹ́ wọ́n pé orí ọ̀rọ̀ dáadáa wo lẹ́nu yìí ń sọ. Ó ti kàn wọ́n sìn náà. Ṣé ẹbí mi làwọn tí wọ́n gbé? Ṣé ẹbí mi ni boy tí wọ́n ná nínú igbó lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ báyìí? That we don't know whether that boy will come out alive. Is that boy my relative? But one way or the other, we are all connected by the same water they use in raising us in Nigeria, irrespective of our locations. I made that video. If that video had gone viral then, maybe NYSC wouldn't have had any option than to correct that madness. That because of the level of insecurity, if your parents live in Ogun State, you serve in Ogun State. If you reside in Oyo State, you serve in Oyo State. Even in Oyo State, there must be places that you have to serve. Because ọ̀rẹ́ mi tó ṣiṣẹ́ ní kí lorúkọ oko yìí ná, this park ní Oyo State, that park they still unalive so many guards. But because news ò ní gbé, wọn ò ní jẹ́ kí news gbé because of their propaganda. But tí Ọ̀yọ́ state bá ṣí páàkì kan sìn and ṣí páàkì when there is no security nílùú, yet gbogbo ẹ̀yin àgbàyà aláyébàjẹ́ tẹ́ wà níjọba all over Nigeria today, ẹ̀yin náà lẹ lọ lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ sọ wípé tẹ́mi bá wà nírètí wà. What is the essence of infrastructures? What is the essence of road ten construct lẹ́ni? What is the essence of whatever debt you are paying today that Nigerians have been unalived? Ẹ pa gbogbo wa tán náà kẹ́ inherit Nigeria. Àwọn tẹ́ bá ti tà fún kẹ́ gbowó ẹ̀ kẹjọ máa pín now. Let us go and rest. Ẹ pa gbogbo wa tán now. I made that video. I was begging, I was pleading. I said, please don't let there be transference or sending our children away from their parents. How many of you saw that video 2-3 years ago? Now it has come. Our coppers are being kidnapped after spending 4-5 years in school. Do you know how much parents must have spent? Do you know what they might have gone through to make sure that those children graduate? I put myself in the shoes of that boy. I remember when I served 2004 or 2005. When I was traveling, when I was on that road, traveling from Lagos to Anambra State. What if it happens to me? What if I were the person wearing that shoe? What would I have done? Sheyi Law, you didn't see that. Or you saw it, but your conscience is dead. Sheyi Law, do you know what it means in current day Nigeria to carry a baby in your womb 9 months? And as a father of that baby, as a caring father, that there were nights you couldn't sleep, that you even told your wife not to work, you're the one working. Ẹ wá raise ọmọ yẹn ní primary school, secondary school, higher institution, ó wá lọ serve, wọ́n wá gbé àwọn agbénipa. Please stop calling me. I'm on live video. Wọ́n wá gbé ọmọ yẹn ní fọnáfọnṣu. At the end of the day, some mothers, some parents have seen where they are unaliving their children. Sheyi Law. Do you even have your wife and children in Nigeria at all? Do you? It is a very shameful thing. It is a very wicked thing to say in the faces of Nigeria. How can you justify this sentence? That we can no longer, as of 2014, I could leave Lagos. I travel so many times at night. Ekene Dilichuku. God is good. Okay, sing. I travel at night severally. How many people will still be unalive today before this government knows that they are a total failure? That at the end of the day, we see sane Nigerians, despite how religious we are in Nigeria, we are carrying city boys advert up and down. We now see the likes of Obi Kubana, all of them advertising city boys, parading those bosses in the faces of Nigerians that are being taken out every day. I appreciate the likes of Babatunde Kilani. When he made Shaworo Ede, when he made Agogo, little did we know that he was actually talking to us. that the woman said, ẹ̀yin aráàlú jogbo olè tún jà yín lọ́sàn-án gan. Ṣáwọn tó wà níjọba yìí ṣé wọn kì í ṣe olè ọ̀sán? That despite the fact that our brothers and sisters who are so learned, so many professors in the country, of what use are they? That somebody whose certifications cannot be certified, cannot be authenticated, is a person who signs the document that controls the lives of highly learned people. How did we get here, guys? How did we get here? That we allow constitution to allow politicians that will be directing us to just have primary 6 living certifications. Judiciary, all of you should be ashamed of your sorry selves. You are there with all your experiences, with everything you hold the senior advocate of Nigeria today. Despite everything you went through to become professors, to become senior advocate of Nigeria, a common entity, a good for nothing or good for nothing entities are directing you because of money. If your parents, you lawyers, you justice, you judges, if your parents were to be alive today, how would they be feeling seeing what you have turned Nigeria into? Not knowing the kind of power that is vested in you. You now sit down under tout. You that you are learned, you sit down under tout. They direct what you give as judgment. How shameful can that be? All the money they give your counterpart yesterday, where are those your counterparts today? Judiciary system of Nigeria. The collapse of Nigeria today. God is going to be asking all of you. God is going to be asking every one of you in position to call a spade, but it's a lie. You started calling a spade, you started calling it spoon because of money, because of worldly materials. There is no justice for common man on the street. And how Showore has been doing it, I don't even understand. I don't know how he does it, if not for passion for common masses. And I still say it today, he's the only person, he's the only presidential candidate that has told us that we need to change constitution. The primary school living certificate holders are allowed in offices. When graduates, master's degree holder, PhD holders will be going into the offices of touts to seek for jobs. Aren't we ashamed of ourselves? So many highly learned, experienced Nigerians are outside that nation, wasting the resources or wasting away their IQ on developing other nations. And Nigerian government is so useless and shameless to see that happening. How many wonderful doctors, how many wonderful nurses, how many beautiful teachers. I happened to be opportune to get reunited with my primary school schoolmates. Come and imagine what we still remember about our teachers. Speaking with a friend of mine about 2 days ago, she was telling me, Rotin, you know, imagine how depressed I was. As a certified learner teacher, there is no job, but you government officials will bring your girlfriends, you bring anyone who is ready to do your dirty jobs, you bring them into positions meant for people that are learned. If the constitution is open for adjustment, why should kidnappers who have unalive people on live video, what are they doing in prisons? I'm asking that question today. If the constitution is open to adjustment, then there should be already a law that once you are caught, they unalive you immediately in a very mysterious manner. then this madness will stop. But because your government officials are highly indicted in this madness, government has allegedly opened up kidnapping and terrorism as a means for making money, apart from the huge money they pay themselves every month. Yes, I have spoken to some people in about how many days ago. They say, Mr. Rotimi, this government is actually working on infrastructures. They are doing road. They are doing. I said, glory be to God. But is it the people that are being killed today that will drive on that road tomorrow? Please, Nigerians, answer me. How many more lives must be taken before we all stand up and say enough is enough? We cannot not be living below human standard on our own soil again. You politicians are not ashamed of yourselves at all. You pay yourself wardrobe allowance, you pay yourself clothing allowance every year with kitchen utensils and everything. How more thieves can you all of you be? How dubious can you be that you borrow money from international organizations only to fund your insatiable appetite for worldly things? Each of you will now have girlfriends that you buy houses for. The same thing happening in religious sector. The money meant for the poor. How do you people even sleep at night? How do you sleep at night? Each day an average Nigerian wakes up in a foreign land. You don't even want to know, because so many Nigerians, I know what I'm talking about. I was in the lab for my yearly, the first yearly lab blood work and some other things. The way I was looking at the lady, would likely get in Jomo, Nigeria. So as I was, and in fact I was very lucky. Immediately they called my name because there were so many people. Immediately they called me. When it was my turn, they called me. So I went to the lady. It was the lady they assigned me to. The way she attended to me, collecting the, she said, "Why am I afraid?" I said, "I'm afraid of blood. I have high level of hemophobia. And that is why I didn't study medicine and surgery." So she was talking to me and everything. So after that, then I was supposed to go in for ECG or whatever they call it, that they will put all of these things on your body to check your heart and some other things. Immediately we got into it, she now said, "Orúkọ yín jẹ́ Rótìmí, ṣé ẹ gbọ́ Yorùbá?" Inú mi dùn débi wípé. And we started speaking Yoruba. I felt so happy. I am so happy being a Nigerian, being a Yoruba boy. If you see the way the other people were appreciating now, she is this, she is that, and everything. I was happy. What is left back home? That in the medical sector, as at how many months ago, doctor obìnrin kan kú torí pé doctor gbàgbé scissors sí nínú. How many of you remember the video of Oshomole that went to a school when he was the governor of Edo State? How many of you remember that the teacher could not read? But video when we were supposed to be weeping because our friends and family members that are certified teachers could not get jobs until when these politicians sleep with them. Until when people in position sleeps with them. And my friend was telling me 2-3 days ago, said, "Rotimi, the only thing I did not do is to use my body. It's part of what has made me even to be depressed, even though I couldn't show it to her. Because Motubudo encouraged me." Only, do you know the Lagos state government? Do you know how they don't even see you as human being at all, because you have breast and because you are a lady. These random men in offices. Ayé gbogbo yín ti bàjẹ́ tọmọtọmọ tìrantìran. At the end of the day, people are being unalived. We see Seyi Tinubu sharing 1 square meal to people in Lagos. How more useless can this regime make Nigerians? How more useless? They will now start saying Rankadede. In a nation where we have everything that a nation will always pray for, we got it on platter of gold. When we were in primary school, from social studies, they will write state. They will write all the resources that can be found in that state. Gbogbo ẹ̀ la gbé sórí gbogbo ẹ̀ nítorí pé mi tiẹ̀ máa ń travel dáadáa pẹ̀lú grandpa mi, ó easy fún mi. You know, I didn't even know. One of us, what was his name again? He said, lótì ìwọ tó sọ wípé àwọn èèyàn mọ̀wé pé wo mọ̀wé and everything blah blah, ó ti gbàgbé pé wo mọ máàsì gángbà mo ní kí ni ó náà la mọ̀. Pẹ̀lú gbogbo bá a ṣe mọ máàsì yẹn náà sí, did Nigeria allow us to exhibit our talents? I will shock all of you today. When they say engineering, for example, if I use this in engineering, if I use this on this, and there is a kind of movement, a rotational movement or translational movement or oscillatory movement, and it works very well in the class, there is what we call scale in geography. I don't know how many of you remember. I might change the scale, the graph, map. Mi ìrántí bọ́n ṣe ń ṣe mọ́ because mi fi bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe geography lọ títí ń gbà yẹn. Now, at the end of the day, you can convert scale from meters or foot or inches. You can convert it to another SI unit. How many of you understand what I'm trying to say? So meaning that on paper, it can be 1 centimeter to 1 meter. So when you get to the field, àwọn tó ṣe survey, they know how to quickly convert that reading on paper. They know how to map it up on ground. So on paper, if they say 1 centimeter from here to here, on land, they know that is maybe 100 meters or 1,000 kilometers. It is the same thing that applies to engineering. If I construct something in the class and it provides a kind of movement and everything, using small impacts to create big force or big movement, it is all there is to engineering. So at the end of the day, when you get to the field, when you want to practicalize or you want to bring it to life, you only need, if from here to here is 2 centimeters on ground, depending on how big you want that equipment to be, you only need to measure. They not construct here. But we have the steel and iron in Nigeria. How many of you remember Ajaokuta steel industry? Ṣebí government yìí náà ló jẹun. And some of you will say, hey, Rotimi ṣó mọ̀ pé ìjọba ti bàjẹ́ kí Tinubu tó débẹ̀. Yes, all well and good. How many years ni Tinubu ti wà ní government, ló ti wà ní politics? The same Tinubu said, and I quote, that Nigeria or in any nation where something like this are happening, it means the leader is faulty. But Tinubu will never agree that he is the head today and he is at fault and he should resign. So we have Ajaokuta steel industry, which they embezzle the money and it stopped running. Go to that place after Ogun State. Go to Ajaokuta, níbi tí Ajaokuta steel wà. Kẹ́mọ̀ nǹkan táwọn politicians wá ti ṣe. Then they get outside, we start doing rankadede for damaging our lives. So if engineers, because my own uncle, ọkọ aunty mi, engineer Fawole, was a professor ní UI. Such a man should never be allowed to travel out of Nigeria. This was an uncle of mine. He's not buying, he will construct pumping machine, bread slicing machine, candle making machine. Táwọn cousins mi bá rí wọn á já mi nírọ́. Professor Fáwọlé. Professor Fáwọlé. Ìbá yín níbi tẹ́ ẹ bá wà bọ́. He's old now. Such a man under a sane government, under a sane nation, he should never, tí wọ́n bá tiẹ̀ wà lé consult mọ́ kí wọ́n máa lecture, because he was a professor in UI back then. Títí tán dẹ̀ fi travel. Gbogbo experience yẹn sì ti lọ. How much human resources are we losing to outside world today? Let me ask these smart people tí wọ́n wà ní government lẹ́ni lẹ́yìn olùṣọ́ lórí burúkú, with their primary school leaving certificates, how will they appreciate you that have been to university, colleges of education, technical schools, polytechnics, universities? How? In a sane nation that the likes of MC Oluomo is having an office in Nigeria, and we are not ashamed of our sorry selves. You could even boast of giving houses to girls, when learned people cannot feed, cannot boast of 1 square meal a day. That is the essence of education. That we can do something in class on a small scale, then when we get to the field, we only need to increase the scale or convert the scale to reality. And if we bring that into philosophy and psychology, it means that at the end of the day, if each family has been raised to know what love is without condition, which helped us so many years ago, okay, which helped us so many years ago. Tama day class, I'ma notice pé neighbor wa kan, classmate wa kan ò jẹun. Ha ní lè jẹun yẹn àfi tá bá lọ sẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́. These were natural things we were raised by. But today, that the only thing that our politicians and religious non-entities are doing competition on is how the person that can steal the most. Uncle Femi Falana sọ nǹkankan. Wọ́n sọ nǹkankan ní celebration ní some years ago. That was the celebration of the lecture where he said Baba Adeboye was opening business centers and not churches. How many of you lẹ rántí fídíò yẹn tí Baba Femi Falana ara wọn ò balẹ̀ lórí nínú lecture yẹn? He was putting on a black suit with tie. Wọ́n ṣí suit wọn báyìí. He said something. Wọ́n ní wípé nígbà táwọn kéré, tí bàbá ẹnìkan bá jalè tó bá dé school, bàbá yẹn gò tiẹ̀ ní fẹ́ jalè, because tí ọmọ ẹ̀ bá dé school, ọmọ olè náà máa pè. Ọmọ olè náà máa pè. Ṣùgbọ́n gbà táwọn òyìnbó èdè àwọn tó fi pé àwọn righteous jù wá lọ, where did ìran Yorùbá ló form the word embezzlement, but torí pé kí wọ́n lè fi icing on the cake ni wọ́n ṣe formulate the word embezzlement and looting. If not, olè ló lè ń jẹ́. Unfortunately, it has gotten so bad. Tabani wọ́n embezzle to some average Nigerians. Ó máa dàgbà tẹ́ pé wọ́n ṣe nǹkan gidi ni. That the likes of Yaya Bello is granted bail to go for small hajj níbi táyé Nàìjíríà bàjẹ́ dé. Yaya Bello with billions of naira embezzled or stolen. With how many government workers who suffered during his regime, he was allowed. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà níjọba, gbogbo ẹ̀yin àfa olórí burúkú àṣírí rádaràda tẹ́lẹ̀ ń lọ sí Mẹ́kà lọ ju òkú àṣetánì, ẹ̀yin gan ló yẹ kán mọ̀ lẹ̀kọ́ pa nígboro. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin ìyá mi, gbogbo ẹ̀yin bàbá mi tẹ́ ṣì wà nínú religion, ṣé bá ṣe máa bá a lọ lélẹ́yìí? Ṣùgbọ́n àbíká sọ pé torí pé ẹ̀yin ṣì ń rí ọwọ́ mú lọ sẹ́nu, ẹni àmọ̀rí ìbá kú. And that is the only reason why you call me names when I am speaking like this. Kò dẹ̀ sí bá ṣe máa porí ìkòkò tá à ní porí ajá tán fi ṣe, òun lọ̀rọ̀ politics àti religion. Gbogbo lẹ̀kùn tẹ́yìn pastors wá lè ṣí lé ní ọ̀rọ̀ ti kàn yín báyìí. Ọ̀rọ̀ ti kàn yín báyìí. Àti bẹ̀yìn títí years back, ẹjọ́ ẹ bá wa kan lẹ̀kùn lọ́dọ̀ àwọn politicians ọ̀rẹ́ yín. Bàbá Oyèdépò gbúdọ̀ dínà ìpáwọn ò mọ bàbá Ọbásanjọ́ náà, àwọn ò mọ Àtíkù, ṣé wọn lè bá wa bẹ̀ wọ́n ni kí wọ́n bá wa dáwọ́ pípààyàn dúró? On behalf of Nigerians, if not even anybody, on behalf of millions of winners members who truly love you, Bàbá Oyèdépò. Bàbá Adébóyè, on behalf of millions of redeem members, ẹ má ro titi wa rárá, ẹ ro ti redeem members. Ẹ bá wa kanlẹ̀kùn àwọn politicians yẹn yà àtàwọn Tinubu, ọ̀rẹ́ ni yín náà. Ọ̀rẹ́ ni yín náà. Ẹ jẹ́ bá wa bẹ̀ wọ́n. Ẹ kanlẹ̀kùn yìí, ẹ má jò jẹ́ pé lórí contract pé bóyá tẹ́ bá wọlé ẹ̀kan máa parọ́ fúnra yín. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ torí Ọlọ́run, ẹ bá wa bẹ̀jọba yìí. This bloodshed is making us feel depressed. Some of us in diaspora, when they send these videos to us, we can't even concentrate on our jobs again. That is why I've been home for some time. Ṣé bàbá yóò concentrate níbi iṣẹ́, ó ní depression? Ṣùgbọ́n àìsí machine yẹn ní Nàìjíríà ò jẹ́ ká mẹ́ni torí ẹ̀ pé. How can a human being see all of these things happening to his people back home? Tínú ẹ̀ dẹ̀ máa dùn. Tó máa lóun concentrate síṣẹ́ kankan. Káàtì ẹ̀ níṣẹ́ tó easy ni mò ń ṣe ń sìn, màá ní okay bóyá mo tiẹ̀ ṣe lè manage ṣe. This news on daily basis, they had given us depression. And your silence has so deafening. In tó bá fi lè mú religious sector pariwo síta pé àdákù lówó chọ́ọ̀chì àti tithe àti kíní kan that we must be paying, kí ló mú yín tẹ̀ sọ tí ó favour masses báyìí ká tiẹ̀ lè mọ rí tithe àti offering yẹn san? Because obviously your gods cannot help. As you are leading people to prayers, the people that are masterminding the killing and all this bloodshed, they are your counterparts in government. Which definitely shows us that we don't need prayers again in Nigeria. It is being proactive now that can help us. And it must start from you leaders. Unfortunately, you leaders in religion, no, wọ́n ní pé àgbà lè wà lọ́jà kórí ọmọ tuntun wọ́. Ẹ ti wà lọ́jà báyìí, ọmọ ọdún kan ti ń ya wèrè. Ẹ̀yin Bàbá Adébóyè. Ẹ ti wà lọ́jà báyìí, ọmọ ọdún kan ti ń ya wèrè. Adébáyọ̀ Lawrence, Obade ti private account. You shouldn't have privatized your account. Adébáyọ̀ Lawrence. Gbogbo bíkíbi tó bá wà báyìí, ìnira yàtọ̀run. Irú eléyìí tí bọ̀bọ̀ NYSC yẹn ń go through lẹ́ni as a result of the silence coming from religious bodies. Ìnira tó ju ti bọ́ yẹn lọ àti ti gbogbo àwọn abiyamọ tó ti sọ ọmọ nù nínú insecurities tó wà nílẹ̀ yìí. Adébáyọ̀ Lawrence, ìnira yẹn máa gbéra nílọ́po 10, nílọ́po 20, ó máa bá ẹ tìdílé. Láti wákàtí ọ̀wọ̀ yìí lọ, àti omi ẹran àtẹ̀jẹ́ Elédùmarè ó máa fi ní ẹ lára. Wọ́n á máa wá ohun tó ń ṣe ẹ́ lọ́sípítù wọn ní rí tó fi kúkú gbóná. Láti èní lọ, ó ní kú lójijì o, ṣùgbọ́n inú ìnira ayérayé tí àwọn ọmọ Nàìjíríà wà lénìí, tí alágbára di ọ̀lẹ, tí ọlọ́gbọ́n di òmùgọ̀, tí àwa kan tá àti ẹ̀sìn bẹ́ẹ̀ gan lásán tá à ń Philippine yẹn, how much ma àwọn tó wà on ground? gbogbo ohun tó wá ń dùn lé ayé ẹ̀ ó máa parẹ́ torí tí pẹ́pẹ́yẹ bá tẹ̀lé parẹ́ ni. Adébáyọ̀ Lawrence, tó o bá ní òbí láyé, àwọn òbí ẹ máa bá ẹ gbé ọmọ sí, wọn ò gbé ọmọ sí. Elédùmarè á fọmọ pa ẹ́ lẹ́kún, á fi gbogbo nǹkan tó ní láyé á fi pa ẹ́ lẹ́kún. ò bá ṣí àkáǹtì sílẹ̀ káwọ orí èèyàn tó jẹ́, kákan má máa rírun funfun tó gbé sẹ́nu lásán. Ìwọ olòṣì olórí burúkú aláyé bàjẹ́. This is the reason why I said we Nigerians are only riding upon the mercy of Elédùmarè. We are a wicked people. Nigerians, we are a wicked souls. That we will be seeing the videos of mothers crying because they can no longer see their children. We are seeing fathers who have labored on their children, but the children are kidnapped. You are coming here to challenge me for speaking up. Oh, ní ṣoríire. Mi ní block ẹ̀sìn kò lè máa gbọ́ ìpè tí mò ń ṣe fún ẹ tó dẹ̀ máa ṣe. I should bring you up. Oh, ní ṣoríire. Tó bá lóbi láyé, wọ́n máa bá ẹ gbé ọmọ sí. I should bring you up. Oh, ní ṣoríire. Kí wọ́n bring you up. Oh, ní wá sókè láíláí. Tí gbogbo àwọn ẹgbẹ́ ẹ bá ń jẹ́ ọ̀lárẹ̀wájú ọ̀lárẹ̀yìn ló máa jẹ́. Oh, tún bá àánú pàdé mọ́. Oh, ní bá àánú pàdé anywhere ibi tó bá wà lágbàlá ayé. Even kan kó wà labroad. Kì í ṣe ọ̀rẹ́rẹ́. Tí wọ́n bá ń wá àwọn tí ó ṣorí burúkú ní company ibi tó bá ti ń ṣiṣẹ́, ó máa wà lára wọn ni. Ó mọ̀ síwájú ni. Ẹ̀yin olòṣì olórí burúkú aláyé bàjẹ́. And some of you will be wondering, okay, nígbà tí gbogbo ẹ̀ ti ẹ̀dẹ̀ wá rí báyìí, ó ti dàbí ìgbà tó pé ráìsì ti dàpọ̀ mọ́ gàrí báyìí, gbogbo ẹ̀ ti dàpọ̀ mọ́ yẹ̀pẹ̀. Tó dẹ̀ jẹ́ wípé àwọn bàbá yín nínú Olúwa, during campaign 2000 and what is that, we saw Oyedepo behind Obasanjo and Atiku. I know Oyedepo said it himself that it is better to support a thief than a killer. Who was he referring to? I know Oyedepo cannot come to redemption camp now. Kemama patewo. The men of God, though, in our generation, they are God's generals. Adeboye cannot go to Esther Jayi today. Kema patewo. Ha! Our men of God, our women of God. Adeboye cannot go to Living Faith today. Kema patewo. Because you believe that they are called of God. Then how can that same God call Oyedepo to follow Obasanjo and Atiku? The picture is there on social media. Go and look for it. And of course, it is his constitutional right to follow anybody. They have the constitutional right, don't get me wrong. But it's the same God. My problem now is, how can the same God tell Oyedepo to follow a thief that Obasanjo said nǹkan tí Atiku jí for 400 years? Ó máa bọ́ gbogbo Nigerians. But he was behind him during the election campaign. While Baba Adeboye, on the other hand, has been in APC camp, seeing his association with the current government. How can the same God be a God of confusion? I had the video of another pastor who came out from CAC. I can't remember the prophecy he said God told him. I will post that video so that all of you will see. I still have the video, 30 seconds video. Bàbá sọ fún mi wípé kò ní sí election, yet election wá o. And look at where we are today. But irrespective of your constitutional rights, but enough is enough. Kẹ́yìn tẹ́ pera yín ní God's generals. Ní ìmẹ́ni tó gbé adélé yín lórí tó sọ fún yín pé God's general tó Ọlọ́run mọ àwọn títí ẹ̀. Please, enough of the slap on the faces of Nigerians that you make us feel that ẹ̀yin nìkan lọ́lọ́run máa ń sọ̀rọ̀ fún. That has to stop. It is stopping gradually, but it has to stop outrightly. Inú mi dùn wípé ní end of this year, gbogbo àwọn prophecy my God say mo mọ̀ pé inú mi dùn pé gbogbo yín wáwọ́ ẹ̀ bọlẹ̀ because ẹ mọ̀ pé àwọn ọmọ Nàìjíríà ò gbádùn mọ́ rárá báyìí. Ọwọ́ wa ti tẹ ikú dáadáa, ti ń béèrè ikú tó pa bàbá ńlá wa. So ẹ̀yin náà ti ń fọgbọ́n ṣe báyìí. Kò wá síbẹ̀ ṣe lè fọgbọ́n ṣe tó báyìí. Ẹ ti ń ṣẹ̀sìn ẹ̀ dẹ̀ máa ṣẹ̀sìn. Kẹ́sìn yẹn má bà wá pọ̀ jù. You know the right thing to do. Gbogbo àwọn videos yìí wà ń bẹ̀. I have a video of Olúkọ̀yà níbi tó ti ṣe àtẹsímọ́nì wípé girl kan ní yunifásitì lecturer ní pé òun máa bá a sùn kó tó lè pàṣẹ. Lecturer yẹn dẹ̀ sọ fún pé other born again people girls are doing it, òun bá wọn sùn wọ́n dẹ̀ lọ pé gbẹ́gẹ̀ yẹn dẹ̀ sọ fún lecturer wípé tòun yàtọ̀. Lecturer á bèèrè lọ́wọ́ pé kí ni títí ẹ ṣe yàtọ̀ wípé ọmọ MFM lòun. Wípé ní pé wẹ́ nǹkan tóun ní kó ṣe yẹn ó gbúdọ̀ ṣe pé gẹ̀yìn wá ní pé òun ò ní ṣe. Gẹ̀yìn wá lọ lé ó wá lọ pray from 12 to 3. God of Olúkọ̀yà, God of MFM. I have the video, I will post it. Because gbogbo ẹ̀yin pastors rádaràda ẹ̀ lẹ́mọ̀ bí tẹ́ ti máa ń ráwọn story orí burúkú tí ò fẹsẹ̀ múlẹ̀ yẹn. You give us useless stories, and when we call you for real places where we need your God to come and perform, all of you run back. Wọ́n máa ní kẹ́ ẹ má dá wa lóhùn pé tó ra kéré láti dá yín lóhùn. Ṣé báwa tá a kéré ń jọ́ náà lọ́n tẹ lọ́lọ́ yín máa pa wá? Ṣé àmọ́ ẹ̀yin organizations kankan tó yẹ pé orúkọ tèmi yìí wà lára orúkọ tẹ́ ẹ pray pé kọ́ lọ́n bojojú ẹ̀ bolẹ̀ pé kí n kú ni? Ṣé àmọ́ ni? Àbáwọn tẹ́ ẹ jọ ń ṣe prayer ẹ náà kan ló wá sọ fún wa pé arúgbó orúkọ ẹ wà lórúkọ àwọn tó ń pray o, tí wọ́n ń pray pé géètì pé kán kú. Ẹ̀yin olòṣì olórí burúkú aláyébàjẹ́ yìí. Tí n bá dárúkọ ẹni tó sọ fún mi kí lẹ fẹ́ fi mí ṣe, Adérẹ̀mí Elijah ló sọ fún mi. Adérẹ̀mí Elijah ni. So at the end of the day, your gods cannot perform now in the faces of chaos. Ẹ rí pé Ọlọ́run olùṣọ́ Ọlọ́run olórí burúkú lẹ́sìn, that your gods cannot even speak in front of politicians. Olórí burúkú máa gbé Bible, ẹ máa sọ story David, ẹ máa sọ story Elijah, ẹ máa sọ lẹ́nu ẹ̀yin wèrè olórí burúkú aláyébàjẹ́. Ṣẹ́nu tí yín ló yẹ ká ti máa gbọ́ story àwọn prophet yẹn. The only thing your gods are good at doing is to terrorize and threaten. And some of us that are now saying, okay, if it results to death, your results to death, we now realize that your gods are so futile, deaf, dumb, and dead on arrival. But at the end of the day, we're not even pleading with you. Please, we're not even doing it as Agidi again. Because this bloodshed, they have gotten to a height where, in fact, psychologically, mentally, we may not know it today, but we have negatively and badly impacted our children compared to when we were growing up almost 50 years ago. Hey, mo ti rọ̀ṣà lọ́pọ́n mi. Hey, mo ti ròkè lọ́pọ́n mi. ibi mo délé ń ò bẹ́ẹ̀ nìkan o ojú mi ń ṣòmí ṣó. ṣé bí irú Ṣèyí lọ wèrè yìí gbọ́rọ̀ orin yẹn gbà tá a kéré. When BCOS, NTA will be advertising the death of an elderly man, maybe 90 something, 100 and something. Yet you will be afraid, you will be feeling bad. But today, our children have been raised to even see somebody shot dead and they don't feel anything. Our children see dead bodies on the street, they don't feel anything again. And yet we have religious centers, we have mosques, we have churches everywhere. And a madman is not telling me I should just talk about this, I should not mention the men of God. Kò ní yẹ ìrandíran. There is only one reason we are seeing you behind these politicians, that you have associations with them. And it is going to be a shameful thing if your associations cannot provide security for Nigeria. Because these calamities are just too much for a nation where the war is not declared, that there is war on the ground. If I were that NYSC boy, if my mother sees such, will she still be alive today? About a few days ago, if those ladies being paraded in the forest by these kidnappers were to be my sisters, will my mother singing that will still be alive today? If every Nigerian will be asking themselves that question, then this government will know that there is no hiding place for them. Unless, as we are speaking, they are adjusting the constitution. The same NAS, the same senators, everything. They adjusted the evil reformed, what did they call it? Election, whatever. But yet, they cannot sit down and make appropriate changes that will ensure sanity in our society. Yet they pay themselves millions of naira, apart from the evil contracts they assign to themselves. It is now a good competition for them to know who can steal the most in government. And you say we shouldn't talk. I don't know how we can make a move. Nigerians, I don't know how we can make a move to make sure that NYSC is reformed as soon as possible. Because we cannot be sleeping and waking up as though everything is okay, because nothing is okay. If there is a way we can make a move for NYSC to know that they don't have the legal right again, if the federal government cannot ensure our safety, then the NYSC doesn't have any right to be sending our children to faraway places. And I know that, yes, we might be looking at 100 and something on TikTok. By the time I'm done, it will be 25,000-30,000 people looking at me. Please, if you have a way, if you are somebody who is learned and know a way that we can make this move as soon as possible, please let us do it. Seeing that we don't even have lawyers that are bold enough to do this work with us. The only person that is still standing by is KK Law, and the other lawyer that is helping me to handle this pastor's case, Tanwa Omo, in the whole of Nigeria. It is very difficult. It is a shameful thing that to even get a lawyer that will be trustworthy. He's so difficult in Nigeria of today. No passion for humanity again in our midst. No passion. Everybody is just doing èmi nìkan, àfẹ́mí. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin Táíwò Òjó àǹkó tẹ̀ ṣì ń pray pé ìwọ Ọlọ́run jẹ́ rógolò, olórí ibú èèyàn nìyí ni. Tó gbọ́ ẹni tẹ́ jọ ń pray tó bá tiẹ̀ búyọ lẹ́nu, ṣé inú insecurity yìí ni? Olórí burúkú yín tún máa pray, jẹ́ kó gò mí búyọ, jẹ́ kémi náà wà lára àwọn tí físà wọn jáde. Ṣé àwọn tẹ́ ń lọ bá tí wọ́n sọ wípé kò sí Ọlọ́run yìí, ẹ má bínú, ṣé wọ́n pray pé káwọn gba físà wá sí Nàìjíríà? Ibi tó yẹ kẹ́ ẹ ti mọ̀ pé olórí ibú èèyàn ni gbogbo yín nìyẹn. Evangelist Duke, thank you so much. Because if you ask me, what is the usefulness of NYSC? Is it not the same rubbish tá à ń ṣe táwọn soldiers wa tún máa bá àwọn sisters wa sùn náà ni? Is it not? So if we can make a move, maybe there is a kìnnì kan online, if we can raise it, if we can make that petition for Nigerians to sign it, àdèmà wóbìnrin tó máa bá wa ṣí àyà sílẹ̀ lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ link yẹn so that àwọn boys, àwọn men, able-bodied men, wọ́n á lè bá wa open ẹ̀, wọ́n á ṣí. Because tí ó bá tí ì ṣí ọyàn obìnrin lé àti di obìnrin, àwọn so many millions of men ò ní ṣí, wọn ò ní wò. Kẹ́ ẹ bá wa wóbìnrin tó máa bá wa ṣe yẹn. Because àwa kankan ń sunkún pé in tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ sáwọn brothers àti sisters as a result of NYSC pé kò yẹ kó rí bẹ́ẹ̀. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ẹjọ́ báwo la ṣe lè ṣe petition yẹn? Mi mọ orúkọ tán máa ń pè change.org. Ẹjẹ́ tó bá tún lọ experience láti ṣe change.org, for them to scrap NYSC for now or forever if they cannot change their evil policy. That is one of the best solutions for now, because enough is enough. Pé kéèyàn lọ fún 5-6 year program, or bóyá ẹni tó tiẹ̀ ṣe medicine and surgery 6-7 years kó wá ṣetán kí ká máa wò wípé okay o, the medical sector will still be boosted by the experience of this person. And some of these people are especially gifted in law, in engineering and everything. Kán wá lọ serve, kán dẹ̀ pa wọ́n bẹ̀ yẹn kí àwọn wèrè táwọn government officials yín kó wọlé from foreign countries tí ó kàwé tí ó ṣe nǹkan kan. Are you going to be telling me about the videos I saw about 2-3 years ago? Ọmọ èkèrè tí àwọn wèrè yìí dẹ̀ ń bá sùn ní ẹ̀gbẹ́gi, wọ́n dẹ̀ tó tán lé ọmọ ẹ lórí. They were like 6-7. You don't want to see this video. You don't want to see it as abiyamọ. Ẹ̀yin àfáà ilẹ̀ Yorùbá, ẹ̀yin tẹ́ jẹ́ brothers àti sisters mi tẹ́ ṣì ń ṣe Islam. Ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ̀ mọ́ pariwo síta báyìí kẹ́ ẹ mọ́ sọ pé enough is enough. Ẹ̀ ń ṣe Islam, ẹ̀ ń tẹ̀lé Muhammad. Wọ́n wá ní Muhammad fọ́mọ ọdún 6, ó bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní bá sùn lọ́mọ ọdún 9. Ṣùgbọ́n tí wá kan tọ́nù yín sìn, ẹni pé kò possible. Who is deceiving who? I saw a video, an imam in UK, a Pakistani imam. Ó wá ń send the nude sọmọ ọdún 10, ìyá ẹ̀ wá lọ sí mosque, wọ́n wá ń pariwo. Are they not in support of this madness in the first place? I'm supposed to post that video too. Ẹ wá ń sọ̀rọ̀ Sharia law. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ẹ jẹ́ olórí pípé, ẹ̀yin wà níbi tí àwọn àfáà ti ń ṣe wá sí pé Sharia law yẹn gbúdọ̀ dúró. The same Sharia law tí àwọn tó gbé dání gan sọ wípé the two heads of Islam is jihad àti pé kán pa ẹni tí ó bá lóhun ò ṣe ẹ̀sìn yín, tán bá ti yọ méjì yẹn, they have cut off the head of Islam. And how can it be a religion of peace? Ní the same Nigeria tí Ṣèyí lọ sọ wípé it is safer than 10 years ago, tí wọ́n ń dú èèyàn lọ́rùn tán dẹ̀ ń pe Allah Akbar lé lórí. Ẹ̀yin ìyá mi tẹ́ wà nílé tẹ́ jẹ́ mùsùlùmí, mo ń bẹ̀ yín ni o. Tẹ́ bá lẹ̀ ṣe mọ́ lénìí, tẹ́lẹ̀ wọ ìjáàbù yẹn mọ́ lénìí, bàbá ńlá kú bàbá ta ló lè mú yín sí? Because iná ti jó dórí kókó báyìí. Ewu ń bẹ lóko lóńgẹ́ gan fúnra ewu ni. What is the agenda to Islamize Nigeria? Nobody is talking about it. Àwọn governors yín dẹ̀ mọ̀ ń pa ẹ̀, but ẹni àmọ̀rí ìbá kú ni. ẹni àmọ̀rí ìbá kú ni.
Ẹ ṣeun.
Ẹ ló ṣe ti wọlé.
Mo ń gbádùn yín gidi gan ni o.
Ẹ wo ìyá mi, ó lágbára.
In fact, ọ̀rọ̀ lẹ sọ sílẹ̀ yìí tó yẹ ká máa ń ṣe láwẹ́láwẹ́ o. Èmi ò rí àǹfààní kankan nínú NYSC sà.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
1976 ni wọ́n dá NYSC sílẹ̀.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Nígbà yí àwọn Kùwán. Wọ́n ní wọ́n dá sílẹ̀ nígbà tí wọ́n create state. Nígbà tí wọ́n create state láti Western state, Eastern state, la ní tẹ́lẹ̀. Wọ́n wá ní Gawon, òun ló fún wa ní 12 states tá a kọ́kọ́ ní. Wọ́n wá dá NYSC yẹn sílẹ̀. Ẹ jẹ́ mọ̀ nǹkan tí wọ́n sọ pé NYSC wà fún.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Àwọn military yẹn sọ pé kí àwọn ọmọ yẹn lè máa fẹ́ra wọn. Bóyá ẹ ti gbọ́ kíní rí.
Mo ti gbọ́ rí, mi kan mọ̀ pé òótọ́ ni.
Wọ́n náà wọ́n fẹ́ kí gbogbo wa ká fẹ́ra wa so that north tó wà of little means a lè máa fẹ́, ṣe mọ̀ pé north ló wà of little means òun dẹ̀ lọ́kùnrin.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
A lè máa fẹ́ ìyàwó tó wà ní west. Ìyàwó làwa jẹ́ south middle belt, ṣe mọ̀ pé north south àti east ni.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Àti west àwọn ní west. South àwọn easterners àti westerners. Wọ́n ní ká lè máa fẹ́ra wa so that a lè mọ́ra wa dáadáa. Nítorí fífẹ́ lásán náà dá sílẹ̀ fún, kò sí benefit kankan tí wọ́n dá sílẹ̀ fún nítorí fífẹ́. Yes, Gawon sọ náà àti kí lorúkọ ìkan báyìí tó ti kú dànù báyìí. They said it. Àwọn military yẹn kò sí nǹkan tó wà lọ́pọlọ wọn, they are janjaweeds. Òun lẹ sọ̀rọ̀ sílẹ̀ yẹn náà ní pé bàbá wọn tó wà ní express road, ṣé bàbá wọn ò lè sọ̀rọ̀ tó sọ pé 3 months lòun ní ká fún
Tinubu.
Ahmed Bola Tinubu. Ó ní after 3 months pé ó máa get it.
Ó lọ́lọ́ sọ fún òun pé ìjọba Tinubu ló máa tún Nàìjíríà ṣe nínú ìtàjẹ̀sílẹ̀ tá a wà.
Well, ó wá ń worst sí Kélédùmarè kó gbà wá o. Nínú gbogbo ẹ̀ náà wọ́n tún wá fún Ribadu, wọ́n tún fi oyè kún oyè.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, Nuhu Ribadu, bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Wọ́n ló ń takù lánàá yìí. Wọ́n ló ń takù insecurity dáadáa.
Ṣé ẹ mọ news tí mo kà kí n tó wọlé sí live nsìn? Wọ́n lórí ọ̀rọ̀ El Rufai. Adájọ́ tí wọ́n assign case ẹ̀ fún. Ǹjẹ́ jẹ́ mọ̀ kó ti lọ dá fáìlì padà. Ó lóun ò lè ṣe torí òun lọ vacation. Wípé kí wọ́n wẹ́ lòmíì. The same El Rufai tí wọ́n fẹ́ arrest ní airport tí wọ́n rí arrest because these people have made constitution to be that the law is against only the poor.
Tó kó àwọn ẹrú ikú, àwọn boys tó jẹ́ fìlà tẹ́ ń wò yẹn, àwọn ẹrú ikú ni wọ́n.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
They are deadly. Tó ń sọ wípé they are passengers. They are not passengers. Ó organize ẹ̀ láti Egypt ni.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Wípé kan wá pàdé òun. Wípé wàhálà fẹ́ ṣẹlẹ̀. Máa yẹn smart gan o. Òun ló kọ́ àwọn Nigerian leaders wípé kí tí wọ́n bá fẹ́ win election, nǹkan báyìí ni kàn ṣe láti fi lè hoist
Jonathan. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Why is he deadly? Ó dẹ̀ fẹ́ jẹ president. Ambition ẹ̀ ní kó rule Nigeria. Wọ́n ló láwọn ọmọ kan tó jẹ́ LGBT pàápàá. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni. Wọ́n ló lọ́mọ tó jẹ́ LGBT.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni ọmọ ẹ̀ ọkùnrin.
Ìkan dẹ̀ wà nínú wọn tó ní òun máa bá gbogbo àwọn obìnrin sùn ní potty school. Wípé òun máa bá wọn sùn tí kí ni wọ́n fi máa já dànù. Mò ń wá Mo ń wá kinní yẹn, ṣé Instagram ni wọ́n ti no X ni ìgbà yẹn ni ó ń jẹ́ Twitter. Mi ò mọ̀ bóyá àwọn èèyàn ṣì ní Twitter yẹn níbi tí ọmọ El-Rufai tó ti sọ pé àwọn máa mo dé keep kinní yẹn títí o bọ̀ ṣe mọ̀ tí wọ́n bá ń change fóònù ìgbà mélòó ni wọ́n fẹ́ keep ẹ̀dá.
bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Ọmọ El-Rufai yes ìkan náà ọmọ ẹ̀ tó máa ń tó ẹ pé ó ní love fún sport car báyìí bó ṣe gbé chopper tó sọ̀kalẹ̀ nílùú yẹn Portiskum tó mọ̀ follow boy yẹn ìsọkúsọ tó sọ yẹn gbà tó yá náà ni wọ́n apologize káwọn èèyàn lọ máa yọ jáde that boy is deadly. Tẹ́ bá rí mọ́tò tó ń lò tẹ́ bá rí àwọn ilé tí wọ́n ṣí fún ilé ẹ̀ ní Kaduna àwọn máa flaunt wealth yẹn.
tí wọ́n dáràn báyìí ní Nàìjíríà o ìran Yorùbá dẹ̀ wà bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n ń ṣe rádaràda.
Ẹjọ́ bàbá Oyèdépò ṣé Kwara State kan náà ti wá.
Kwara ni.
Àwọn ò lè sọ̀rọ̀ àbí.
Ọmọ òmùarán ni bàbá.
Tó pé kò tí ì dé village wọn àbí.
Tó bá dé village wọn ṣé wọ́n lójú àánú ẹnìkankan ní village wọn. Mo béèrè ni.
Ẹjọ́ ṣé àwọn bàbá yìí náà àwọn ọmọ wọn dẹ̀ ń gba contract lọ́wọ́ ìjọba lọ́wọ́ àwọn governors just like bàbá Adébóyè tọmọ ẹ̀ ń gba contract lọ́wọ́
Kaduna State bẹ́ẹ̀ni contract tí wọ́n execute 90 billion.
mo bá yín lẹ́nu ẹ̀ ní ẹjọ́ wèrè tó wọlé lẹ́ẹ̀kan yẹn á wá sọ wípé let us leave it for God. Ṣé God ni government tó award the contract fún Bóyè kí lorúkọ ẹ̀ ti ń jẹ́ Bóyè kíní kan ni bọ́ọ̀ yẹn ń jẹ́.
Adéolú Adébóyè.
Ẹjọ́ ṣé God ló award the contract fún Adéolú Adébóyè ẹjọ́ ṣé God ni. Àwọn pípù wọ̀nyí owó ló ń sọ̀rọ̀. Wèrè kan tó wá wà ní Ọ̀yá kìlómẹ̀ wọ́n nìyẹn sọ wípé òun ti jí òkú 50 dìde.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni ó ti sọ yẹn láti 2 years ago.
Wọ́n kàn tún jù ú ni.
Wọ́n kàn tún jù ú ni ó ti sọ láti 2 years ago.
Àwọn bọ́ọ̀sì yìí ṣá àwọn bọ́ọ̀sì social media yìí ṣá wọ́n tún dorí wa rú pẹ̀lú kìíní yẹn.
Wọ́n fi ń ráwọn èèyàn létí ni wípé ṣe ráwọn ẹ mọ̀ pé so many people were waiting that bọ̀bọ̀ Rótìmí tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí ìjọ kan Ọlọ́run àwọn bàbá ẹ̀ máa lù ú pa nígbà tí wọ́n dẹ̀ ti dúró 1 year 2 years 3 years tí wọ́n dẹ̀ ti rí pé rẹ̀ ò ṣẹlẹ̀ ló fún so many people ní boldness ṣe láti máa sọ̀rọ̀ sókè. Ẹ ṣé ìyá mi Ọlọ́run ẹ̀rí at work ẹ kalẹ̀ ẹ mà kalẹ̀.
Yes sir. Ẹ kalẹ̀ kújọ́ mẹ́ta o.
Yes sir.
Kò ní bàjẹ́ fún yín sá o.
Àṣẹ Èdùmàrè.
Inú mi máa ń dùn tí n bá ń gbọ́ yín tẹ́lẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀ mi máa ń bá yín jà mo máa ń rìn pé antichrist anti Ọlọ́run ni yín. Ṣùgbọ́n mo wá rí i wípé gbogbo wa lẹ̀ ń jà fún. Ọ̀rọ̀ tẹ́ ń jà fún yìí wọ́n ti fẹ́ lẹ̀ mí lóko nípa ẹ̀ o.
Kí ló dé àwọn wo.
Because December mo yìí sọ wípé ẹ lọ ti gbogbo àwọn chọ́ọ̀chì pa àmì pásítọ̀ o. Mo ní wáyé tẹ́ ẹ lọ ti chọ́ọ̀chì pa tí Jésù tẹ́ ẹ ń pè ẹ máa ṣèṣọjí ẹ máa sọ pé ọkọ ọ̀run ọkọ ayé Boko Haram tó ń dà wá láàmú.
Àárẹ̀ kankan ṣe sí i.
Ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ̀ máa kọ́kọ́ ọ̀run kí wọ́n máa gbọ́kọ̀ ọ̀run wá. Sórí wọn ti dàrú ni.
Ṣé kò wá dàrú sá?
Nígbà tẹ́ ẹ lè takú ọkọ ayé mo sọ fún ọmọ ní tí wọ́n bá ti bí àwọn bàbá yín dá àwọn bàbá yín jí òun yẹn èyí tó bá dáa tó mọ̀ pé yes Jésù ò dá òun lójú ń bẹ̀ kó já lọ ṣàǹbíṣàká lọ sí ń bẹ̀.
Ẹ lè rí wọn bẹ̀.
Torí ọ̀rọ̀ yìí láti bí ọdún bíi 5 sí àbúrò mi ò kí mi mọ́.
Àwọn ẹbí wa nìkan náà máa ń fi Jésù halẹ̀ mọ́ àwọn bàbá àtìyá wa.
Wọ́n náwọn dadi jí oyin àwọn olórí àmọ́ ọba Nàìjíríà. Gbogbo kí ni wọ́n fi private jet ṣe? Private jet wọn yẹn mo ní pé àwọn bàbá yẹn kí wọ́n lọ tàwọn private jet yẹn wọ́n fi subsidize fún àwọn àgbẹ̀ tó kì í ṣàgbẹ̀ Nàìjíríà nìkan àwọn àgbẹ̀ tó wà ní state tí kọ̀ọ̀kan ti wá. Ẹ lọ pín fún wọn kẹ́ fi subsidize fún wọn káwọn nǹkan tó tiẹ̀ máa ṣẹlẹ̀.
Ṣé ẹ mọ̀ pé currently Bill Gates ti ń control seed wa láfíríkà ń sìn ṣá? Ṣé ẹ mọ̀ ṣá? síìdì tán rà ní 2,000 3,000 tẹ́lẹ̀ ó ti ń wọ almost 100,000 báyìí.
iṣẹ́ tí mò ń sọ fún wọn mo dẹ̀ sọ kinní kan fún wọn yes sir mo sọ kinní kan mo ní kò ṣe ní rí bẹ́ẹ̀ àwọn bíbí kan ń fi wá lówó lọ́wọ́ tí wọ́n bá dẹ̀ ti lọ ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì kan tó heavy tí wọ́n ti rí traffic ń bẹ̀ tí wọ́n ti kó wọbẹ̀ wọ́n ti mọ̀ pé wọ́n bá wọn campaign wọ́n á finance wọn. That's why tí wọ́n gbogbo wọn ṣe lè sọ̀rọ̀ màmá mi ń sọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kan pé white bàbá kinní kan ò sọ̀rọ̀ kí wọ́n fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ ṣé báwọn ni wọ́n ń jẹ́ ń bẹ̀ most wọn rituals ni wọ́n.
bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
àìmọye wọn tó jẹ́ pé wọ́n ṣe jẹ́ pastors yẹn wọ́n ti ní caucus kan tó jẹ́ pé tó bá sí lára wọn tó wọ́n bá tí ì ní ṣe tiẹ̀ wọn ò tiẹ̀ lè pè é torí wọ́n mọ̀ pé wàá yí àwọn lágbo dáná. bọ́ nǹkan tó wá máa ń dùn mí ni pé mi ìmọ̀jọ́ tí orí àwọn ọmọ wọn tó fẹ́ pé bíbélì ìwé psalm 53 ó ní aṣiwèrè wí ní ọkàn rẹ̀ pé ọlọ́run kò sí ó ní wọ́n bàjẹ́ tán gbogbo wọn ń ṣiṣẹ́ ìríra ó ní kò sì sí ẹnìkan tí ò yéye ó ní ọlọ́run ń wo gbogbo wọn.
bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
ṣóye wá yé wọn lẹ́ni kó máa gbọ́kọ̀ ọ̀run wá lẹ́ẹ̀lì bọ́kọ̀ ayé jà jésù tèmi mọ̀ tí wọ́n lò nínú báíbù táwọn èlíjà képe tí gbogbo wọn képe ó dá wọn lóhùn ó dẹ̀ ṣẹ́ ogun ó rọ̀ jóná láwọn ọ̀tá wọn lórí àwọn tí àfikún kẹ máa fọwọ́ sọ̀yà káwọn ọmọ yín náà ohun kan tó wá máa ń bí mi nú ni pé táwọn ọmọ wọn bá tún ṣáìdì wọn báyìí àwọn tó ń jàbúrò tiwa gan àwọn tó ń jẹ́ ẹ̀gbọ́n wa tó bá ṣáìdì dadiji wọn báyìí ẹ rè pé bóyá ọlọ́run gangan ló sọ̀kalẹ̀ ni máṣọ́rí yín ò pé mọ́ ni.
bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
wọ́n dẹ̀ ń fi wọ́n lówó lọ́wọ́ wọ́n fi wọ́n ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀ mo ti send message sí láìláìláìláìláì so many times lórí kinní pé mo ti ẹ̀fẹ̀ ní nọ́mbà yín pé mo fẹ́ kí mi àti ń sọ̀rọ̀ because kinní yẹn máa ń pa mí lẹ́kún. ṣé kò wá tiẹ̀ sẹ́nìkan tó yí ọlọ́run yé mọ́ta lèwe pé nǹkan táwọn pípù yìí ń ṣe bí wọ́n ṣe ń pa àwọn èèyàn kò dáa tá a tiẹ̀ lè tákù ẹ̀ tá a lè pariwo ẹ̀ then àwọn olóṣèlú wa náà tó wọ́n kàn fi wá lówó wọ́n kàn fi wá build ara wọn. nígbà téèyàn bá ṣe ó ṣe chairman ọdún mélòó kan ó ṣe governor ó ṣe president ó gbogbo ṣe senator gbogbo oyè gbogbo post tó wà ní kinní ló máa taste so nìkan ló wà ń lù ni. a tún wá ṣe tán a tún fi ọmọ ẹ̀ síbẹ̀ ọmọ yẹn náà láti ra nkàrà fáwọn boys wa tí wọ́n tún máa yọ àdá tó máa.
bẹ́ẹ̀ni wọ́n máa para wọn bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
ìjọ ògan lórí wa tó fẹ́ pé.
bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
bàbá wa sọ̀rọ̀ wa ní ọlọ́run á ṣe àṣàlù wa. tí bá wà ní public tó wọ́n ṣe pé ọlọ́run á ṣàlù wa kí lẹ fẹ́ kọ́ ọlọ́run ṣe. tẹ́ bá fi kókò sínú yàrá yìí ó máa wù. mo wo documentary kan ọ̀yà grass cutter àti bóyá antelope blọọkì nínú yìnyín ó dẹ̀ ti mú wọn bọ̀bọ̀ kan dẹ̀ ń lọ bẹ̀ ó dẹ̀ ń fi kinní scrape wọn àwọn kinní yẹn dẹ̀ ń lọ níbí báyìí nígbà tó yẹ orí àwọn kan pé níbẹ̀ yẹn ẹ wá sọ pé wọ́n ń lọ church ọlọ́run ò dá wa ká gbàdúrà mo ti sọ fún wọn mo ní ẹ sọ fáwọn dàdíjí òyìn wọ́n wá sọ fún mi ní Genesis 1 ibi tọ́lọ́run ti sọ pé ó yá mo dá yín ẹ lọ gbàdúrà ẹ lọ máa gbàdúrà ẹ lọ máa sìn mí ṣọlọ́run ni á sìn òun ni ọlọ́run dá ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì lẹ̀ ni ṣé bí ìwà ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wa nígbà tó dé Genesis 4 ìgbà tá a bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní dẹ́ṣẹ̀ ló dín pàǹgbàdúrà kọ́nà náà tó wá lọ́wọ́ sí fún ẹ pé wẹ́ẹ́ bá níbẹ̀ ṣe fẹ́ nìyẹn ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ yẹn náà làwa ń ra wálé ń dì sí i kò dẹ̀ sí nǹkan méjì tọ́lọ́ ń bínú sí ju ìtàjẹ̀sílẹ̀ lọ.
nínú ìjọ tán ti ń pè lẹ́nìí ṣé ẹ mọ gbogbo ẹ mọ rú ẹrin èèyàn tán rì mọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ nínú ìjọ tẹ ti ń pè sọ́lọ́run yẹn.
dáfídì ta ẹ̀jẹ̀ òráyà sílẹ̀ nítorí òráyà ọlọ́run sọ pé bọ́lọ́run ṣe láìkí dáfídì tó ọlọ́run sọ pé ìdà ò ní kúrò nínú ilé ìdà ò dẹ̀ kúrò nínú ilé ẹ̀ náà.
ẹ dúró náà bàbá mi nínú olúwa mo fẹ́ béèrè kankan ṣé àwọn pé nínú bíbélì ọlọ́run lòun fẹ́ pa Sodom biblical God lòun fẹ́ pa Sodom àti Gomorrah hàn so Abraham wá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní bẹ̀bẹ̀ pé ṣé tó bá réyàn 80 ṣé wàá fi wọ́n lẹ̀ biblical God ní òun ò fi wọ́n lẹ̀ Abraham lọ kò réyàn 80 òun àti biblical God wá jomitoro títí dé 30 dé 20 tó bá tiẹ̀ wá réyàn kan ṣé wàá fi wọ́n lẹ̀ ó lóun á fi wọ́n lẹ̀ kò réyàn kankan. mo wá ń béèrè wípé báwọn bàbá yìí ṣe jẹ́ ká rò pé bí gbogbo àwọn pásọ̀ ṣe jẹ́ ká rò wípé àwọn holy ǹjẹ́ ti rí pálọ̀ igi ńlá lẹ́nu ọjọ́ mẹ́ta tán post sórí social media tó fi gold ṣe chair tán fi ṣe oríṣiríṣi nǹkan tó wọn àtàwọn ẹbí ẹ̀ ń jó nínú pálọ̀.
mi tiẹ̀ tí wò.
máa post ẹ̀ at the end of the day wọ́n jẹ́ ká rí wípé àwọn holy there is something special about them ló jẹ́ kọ́ lọ́ọ́ máa bless àwọn táwọn wèrè tó dẹ̀ ń tẹ̀lé wọn ò rí wípé owó táwọn ń dá àti pé bóyá míì tó ń ṣe money laundry nínú wọn náà ṣe ń fi ara rin dín ṣùgbọ́n torí pé olè làwa náà kò jẹ́ kó rí wá pé torí wípé olè gbé olè gbà ni. Now question mi ni wípé báwọn Jíù àti bishop àti pastors àti prophet ṣe wá pọ̀ tó Nigerians gẹ́gẹ́ bí Sodom àti Gomorrah tó fẹ́ parun gbà so ààrẹ yẹn ẹyọ kan báyìí tó ń pe biblical God àti Jésù tí ó hòlì tí ó sì lọ gbàdúrà bí Olúkọ̀yà ṣe ní lady yẹn gbàdúrà pé professor yẹn wá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní problem lóru ìyàwó ẹ̀ wá sáré lọ pé lady yẹn wá ààrẹ yẹn ẹyọ kan tí ó pray tí ó forúkọ Jésù gbàdúrà ẹyọ kan péré bá ṣe pọ̀ tó Nàìjíríà yìí bàbá mi ẹ já wake up nǹkan ti ṣe wá lórí ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀sìn.
scam ni gbogbo yẹn.
nǹkan ti ṣe wá.
biblical God lè ṣe sá.
ó lè ṣe.
tọrọ mi ṣe ẹ sá biblical God ó lè ṣe sá.
ok.
ṣùgbọ́n kinní kan ni sá àwa ẹni tó fẹ́ ṣe mo sọ fún wọn ní kí n máa gbàdúrà fún Nàìjíríà mo lé mi òun waste ìtọ́ ẹnu mi èyí tá a ti gbà kọ́ lọ́n fa àlùbáríkà sí nígbà tẹ́mi ń gbà ẹni tó sí ní ọ̀mí táwọn ènìyàn mọ̀ tóun ń jẹ owó bẹ̀.
ẹ̀bùn ó tún wá nìkan ó níbì kan nínú báíbù o bàbá mi nǹkan tẹ̀ ń sọ sí ni wípé bóyá àwọn tó fẹ́ gbà ẹ dúró.
kí mo fẹ́ gbàdúrà sọ́lọ́run kó ṣe ní Nàìjíríà tí ò tí ì ṣe.
òkè mo rò pé fẹ́ sọ wípé àwọn tó fẹ́ gbà náà pé ọwọ́ wọn ò mọ́.
àwọn nǹkan tó wà ń bẹ̀ bóyá stéètì tó lépo ni o bóyá stéètì tó ní góòdì ni o bóyá stéètì tó ní omi ni o a lè lò àbí stéètì tó nílẹ̀ a lè lò ká fi ṣe gbogbo Nàìjíríà yìí kó dẹ̀ wà òkè. Yes sir.
now nǹkan tèmi tó fẹ́ sọ ni wípé torí èmi máa ń láìkì kí èmi pẹ̀lú àwọn pásọ̀ ká jomi tó because ṣe mọ̀ pé orin ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ kan sọ wípé gbogbo ayé ló ṣẹ̀ tí wọ́n sì kùnà ògo rẹ̀ ẹlẹ́ṣẹ̀ orúkọ Jésù yóò gbà àwọn là. now tó bá jẹ́ wípé torí ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wa ni mo fẹ́ fi ibì kan hàn wá tá à ti ń kà nínú Bíbélì Isaiah 54:17b toró ní a ó ní b èèyàn ló sọ wípé no weapon fashioned against me shall prosper and every tongue that rises up against me in judgment shall be condemned. ó wá sọ nǹkan kan nínú b part yẹn ó ní because their righteousness. bẹ́ẹ̀ni ẹ mọ̀ gbọ́ ntẹ́bi fẹ́ mú jáde ni wípé ó wá sọ ń bẹ̀ wípé their righteousness is of me meaning that righteousness ìwà gan kọ́ la fẹ́ fi jàjà yìí bí kò ṣe righteousness Ọlọ́run so ó mi pé kò sẹ́ni tó lè apply righteousness biblical God láti tiẹ̀ lè gbàdúrà kí ọ̀rọ̀ ìpààyàn yìí kó tiẹ̀ dákẹ́jẹ́. ẹ̀jẹ̀ ń jẹ́ kẹ́lòmíì tún sọ̀rọ̀ mú bọ́ bàbá mi torí bible yẹn ò tún yé ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ tẹ́ ẹ bá lọ sí Isaiah 54:17b no weapon fashioned against me in judgment because ẹ bá sọ wípé reason tí àdúrà wa ò ṣe gbà lórí ọ̀rọ̀ Nàìjíríà ni wípé ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wa ti pọ̀ jù màá tún wá sọ fún yín wípé another provision tún wà nù bible tó bá jẹ́ pé lóòótọ́ lórúkọ yìí ṣiṣẹ́ orúkọ ńláńláńlá lórúkọ Jésù àwọn tó gbórúkọ yẹn wá o wọ́n ń lo weapon Israel náà ti gbé wá o wọ́n ń lo bomb ṣùgbọ́n àwa tán gbé wá fún o à ń lorúkọ Jésù náà ṣe ń pa wá o bí eṣinṣin ẹ lọ kà Isaiah 54:17a and b. ẹjẹ ló fọlù kínní ẹ òkété yọgbù ṣe wà ń bẹ òkété yọgbù ṣe wà ń bẹ. òkété yọgbù ṣe wà ń bẹ ó dáa Adéníkẹ́ ẹjọ ṣe wà ń bẹ Adéníkẹ́ Adéṣàgbà ṣe wà ń bẹ mà.
Akókó wà ń bí bàbá mi ẹkún ètò ẹkún atọ́tọ́ ni o.
Yes ma. a ti ń gbọ́ yín mà.
ṣe lọ́rọ̀ Nàìjíríà wa yìí kọ́ lọ́ọ̀ ṣe aláàánú bẹ́ẹ̀ bá ṣe máa ń sọ ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ẹ̀kú ètò.
Yes, ma'am.
Ìdẹ́mi kò fẹ́ dá sí lọ́rọ̀ àwọn pásítọ̀ yẹn ni pé ṣe rí ó dọjọ́ tá àwa fúnra wa bá mọ̀ pé Ọlọ́run àwa fúnra wa lọ́lọ́run ara wa orí wa tó pé.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Ṣe rí ìwà kò kàn mí wọ́n bá sọ kíní kan tí bá ti ń sọ̀rọ̀ máa ní tó bá sọ pé kò kàn ẹ́ jẹ́jẹ́ mi mo jókòó tó bá kan jẹ́ tó kan kò kàn mí ó máa padà kan jẹ́jẹ́ mi mo jókòó.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Ó dẹ̀ ti ń kàn wá báyìí ó ti ń kàn wá báyìí.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Ṣẹ́lẹ̀ mi tí mo bá yín sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀mí tí mo bá yín sọ̀rọ̀ mo ti fẹ́ wọn tí màá dí ẹ̀mọ yín privately.
Okay.
Mo ní àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ kó tẹ́ pé tẹ́ bá gbọ́ngàn ẹ̀ lanu pé from justice mouth lẹ́ máa fi ṣe.
Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ ríchì mi.
Mo máa ríchì yín.
Okay.
Àwọn nọ́mbà yìí wà lọ́wọ́ mi mo máa ríchì yín.
Okay.
Ní nǹkan tí àwọn pásọ̀ lórí ibu àwọn tó pe àwọn ní pásọ̀ lórí ibu ìjọ ti fojú mi rí. Mo mú bàbá àwọn ọmọ mi Ọlọ́run forí ìjì ó ti di olóògbé báyìí. Mo mú lọ bá pásọ̀ pé ẹ bá mi gbàdúrà fún ó dẹ̀ kẹ̀yìn mi àti ẹ̀ ó dẹ̀
kọ́síra
for 7 years. Ó kẹ̀yìn wá síra. Ṣé rí gbogbo ọ̀yẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀dì ìwé ni kọ́nà ṣàánú fún wa. Ṣé rọrùn àwọn pásọ̀ lọ? Ọ̀dọ̀ àwọn pásọ̀ lórí Nàìjíríà tó ní kọ́ ọ̀dọ́ máa gbàdúrà 24/7. Ó wà nínú private jet ó wà nínú bulletproof car ó lọ bulletproof car. Bàbá mi iṣẹ́ yóò ní dàrú.
Àṣẹ Èdùmàrè ẹ ṣe
ìyá. Ó yẹ kọ̀ ní àwọn ọmọ wa ṣòfò mọ́ lórí àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ Nàìjíríà. Kọ́ yẹ kọ̀ ní àwọn ọmọ wa ṣòfò mọ́. Wọ́n jọ kọ́ yẹ pé àwọn ọmọ ọlọ́mọ dànù.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Tí NYSC ò bá ṣe ṣe kọ́ gbé NYSC dànù sí.
A máa raise change.org ẹjọ́ tá a bá ti ju change.org yẹn síta ẹjọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe pọ̀ tó Instagram, Facebook, TikTok àti YouTube ẹjọ́ bá wa sign ẹ bá wa share ẹ a máa raise a máa ṣe link yẹn immediately tí bá ṣe tán sìn Ṣọlá pé jọ̀ṣọ́ wà ń bẹ̀ jọ a máa draft change.org yẹn èní to scrap NYSC it has outlived its usefulness kò wúlò kankan mọ́ enough is enough. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Kí ló dé? Àwọn èèyàn lò bíi 4 or 5 years ní sùn pẹ̀lú gbogbo wàhálà
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
gbogbo stress ọ̀tọ̀ ní sílẹ̀ ṣọ́ọ̀rọ̀ máa bá sùn ọ̀tọ̀ ní tí kéré ṣòdì máa bá sùn ọ̀tọ̀ ní tí gbogbo ẹ̀ wọ́n tún odidi ọdún kan wọ́n tún gbó èsì ara nù àdéhùn dédé abẹ́ ọmọ tó ti rọjú lẹ̀ pé ọmọ òun jáde sùn òun ríṣẹ́ òun jẹun ọmọ wọ́n tún mẹ́rin àwọn ẹ̀ wọ́n tún ti ṣòfò dànù and they know what they are doing.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Gbogbo mọ̀ sí.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Ó dàbí àbúrò mi kan olórin kan àbúrò mi kan kọrin kan gbà kan ó ní gbogbo wa là lọ́wọ́ ń bẹ.
Gbogbo wa là lọ́wọ́ ń bẹ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni.
Bí Nàìjíríà ṣe dà yìí gbogbo wa là lọ́wọ́ ń bẹ.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni.
Gbogbo wa là lọ́wọ́ ń bẹ.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni.
Ọlọ́run láàánú kó gbà wá o ẹ wo bọ̀dá mi ipá ò ní pín lórúkọ
àṣẹ
Ọlọ́run.
àṣẹ Èdùmàrè ẹ ṣé thank you so much àmín àmín ẹ ṣé. Brother mi Kọ́lá ẹ jẹ́ ń gbé yín wọlé. Mr. Kọ́lá Fortune ẹ ní láti unmute.
Ọ̀nkúrò tì mí.
Yes bàbá mi.
Mo ti unmute. Ẹ kú iṣẹ́.
Yes sir.
Ọlọ́run máa wà pẹ̀lú yín.
Àmín o àmín.
This is my first láti join live mi. Mo máa ń wo fídíò yìí dáadáa. I was born and brought up as a Muslim. Mo dẹ̀ ní òye pé àti Mùsùlùmí àtẹ̀sìn méjèèjì imported ní ìlú wa.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Imported òní. Mo ṣe mú wá fún wa. Ìtí kálukú bá nílẹ̀ olóṣè. Ṣé wá rí Mùsùlùmí ó pé méjì? Àwa Mùsùlùmí ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ọ̀tọ̀ ni wá. Bẹ́ẹ̀ làwọn Mùsùlùmí North. Ṣé láwọn Mùsùlùmí North yẹn àwọn náà fẹ́ máa darí ẹ̀sìn Mùsùlùmí ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. Wọ́n fẹ́ máa pàṣẹ àwọn nǹkan tó kà ní nǹkan burúkú. Wọ́n fẹ́ máa pàṣẹ sílẹ̀ Yorùbá nígbà wọ́n ti ń pàṣẹ gan ní kọ̀ọ̀kan tí wọ́n fẹ́ máa pàṣẹ wọ́n ti ń pàṣẹ sí nígbà yìí. Torí ẹ̀ làwọn wèrè kan ṣe lè máa pariwo wípé àwọn fẹ́ mú ṣẹ̀ríà wá sọ́yọ́ state. Ìlú tí ṣẹ̀ríà ti ṣe kí náà gé níbẹ̀ kí náà fi dà kí náà fi achieve. torí ẹ̀ kọ́lọ́hún túbọ̀ là wá lóye sí i.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Me, I'm a practicing Muslim, but bí n ṣe fanatic Muslim débi pé mi ní mọ nǹkan tó right láti ṣe yàtọ̀ sí èyí tí ò dá láti ṣe.
At least ó ṣàdẹ̀ṣòro kẹ́ ẹ bímọ obìnrin lẹ́sìn yìí kan ní wọ́n fẹ́ wá fẹ́ ọmọbìnrin ní ọdún 6 kẹ́ gbélẹ̀.
Nígbà kan bẹ́ẹ̀ sórí ibú.
Ìdí ẹnìyẹn tó ṣe yẹ kẹ́ ẹ kúkú filẹ̀ pátápátá because gbogbo nǹkan kànú Kùránì yẹn ó yẹ kẹ́yìn gan ti mọ̀ pé wàhálà ni kò yí yẹ kẹ́ ẹ mọ̀ wulẹ̀ tán ra yín mọ̀ ẹ ti mú tọ́ rẹ̀ dì.
Àwọn nǹkan kan wà kò ń ṣe inú Kùránì náà ti kọ́ sí. Àwọn kan náà máa ń gba ọ̀rọ̀ wọ́n máa ń láwọn gba ọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́nu ànábì. Ẹ bá wọ àfáà kan wà ní Èkó mi báyìí ó máa ń bá wọn já lórí ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn pé báwo lẹ ṣe máa lánàbí ọmọ ọdún mẹ́sàn-án sùn. Irú ọ̀rọ̀ báyìí kò ń sọ̀rọ̀ tó bá làákàyè mu ẹ̀yẹ máa sọ mọ́. Torí ẹni yẹn wọ́n mú lọ́tà. Torí yẹn máa bá wọn àwọn nǹkan tí ò bá ti dà nínú ọ̀rọ̀ láti máa sọ síta tó ń tako ẹ̀sìn ìyẹn máa ń bá wọn já lórí ẹ̀ wọn nífẹ̀ẹ́. Ṣé wàá rí lórí ọ̀rọ̀ NYSC? Mo ti pinnu lọ́kàn mi o kọ́ lọ ṣàánú mi o. Tọ́mọ tó bá ṣe ń ṣe tó bá ti jẹ́ pé ibi tó fẹ́ gbọ́mọ mi ló ti kọjá Abẹ́òkúta àti Ìbàdàn ọmọ mi ò ní ṣe NYSC o.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni àti ẹ̀ lè jà gbogbo wa lè jà ń sìn yìí ká raise petition yẹn bẹ́ẹ̀ni ẹ jẹ́ ká sign á máa bẹ̀ wá náà nítorí àwọn ọmọ wa torí àwọn àbúrò wa la ṣe fẹ́ ṣe kì í ṣe torí awíkoko. Ẹ ṣé bàbá mi ẹ ṣé.
Torí èyí ò lè fowó tọ́ ọmọ tán.
Kọ́mọ́kàn lọ kú dànù bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn. Táwọn ọmọ tí wọ́n dẹ̀ wà labroad ṣé wọ́n ń ṣe NYSC labroad táwọn ọmọ wọn wà ẹ bá ń béèrè lọ́wọ́ àwọn wèrè tó wà ń jọba yìí.
Kò possible àwọn tó dẹ̀ kó bá wọn sọ tọrọ yìí wọn ní bá wọn sọ. So Almighty God will continue helping you, my brother.
Ẹ ṣé bàbá mi thank you so much ẹ ṣé. Sister mi Ṣọlá Tóyìn ṣe wà ń bẹ̀. Ó máa jẹ́ last speaker for today. Ṣọlá Tóyìn ṣe wà ń bẹ̀. So a máa make sure wípé a gbé petition yẹn síta so that a máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní sign ẹ̀ kíjọba wò ó. Mr. Bola Ahmed Tinubu ò lè sọ wípé àwọn ọmọ Nàìjíríà ò lẹ́tọ̀ọ́ láti sọ wípé enough is enough bí wọ́n ṣe ń pa àwọn ọmọ wọn nífọ̀nàfọ̀n lórí àwọn NYSC core members ó ń travel tí àwọn ajínigbé ń gbé pa ẹ wá ṣí opportunity sílẹ̀ kẹ́ máa fi send owó sí àwọn ajínigbé àwọn agbénipa àwọn agbésùmọ̀mí wá ń ka owó in bags ní orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà yet tẹ́ ẹ bá fẹ́ arrest èèyàn phone number ẹ̀ báyìí or any phone tó ẹ lè lọ trace ẹ̀ ṣùgbọ́n tó bá ti jẹ́ àwọn agbésùmọ̀mí ìjọba Nàìjíríà àtọlọ́pàá àti whosoever is involved wọ́n máa wà dormant ẹ̀yin inú Ọlọ́run ṣùgbọ́n gbogbo eléyìí tá a sọ fún yín lé ní àròrọ̀ mọ́ àní sọ jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ àní sọ jù yẹn lọ. Agbára Ọlọ́run ilẹ̀ ọ̀la kó mọ́ wa kójúmọ́ ire ló máa mọ́ wa lọ́la.
We stand for justice, stand for justice over religion. We stand for justice. We are religiously liberated.
Sister mi Èjìrè Oníbejì mo rí yín mo ráyọ̀ ṣọ́dàdì mo kí yín ẹ ṣé gan.
Tọ́lọ́rọ̀ bá gbọ́ kí ni má bá ọlọ́rọ̀ wá fẹ́ ṣe. lórí òtítọ́ ládúró. Lórí òtítọ́ ládúró lẹ́lẹ́. Màá jálẹ̀ tó. We stand for truth and justice.
Caesar Baba, Instagram family, thank you so much. Alákòóso ẹ ṣé.
Ọmọ ayé kò ní borí rẹ o. Ọmọ nífẹ̀ẹ́nu tó bí ọ̀wọ́. Ayé kò ní rí ẹ mú. Rọ́ọ̀tù mi Daniel. Ayé kò ní rí ẹ pa. Nítorí òtítọ́ ló gbé dání. Òtítọ́ ló gbé dání. Bá ṣe bá ọmọ náà